Radio show presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 2nd.
Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring seafarers, mermaids, and merriments, non-stop feasting, and more. The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 2nd.
Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families, but navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix, 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. A strange and foreign day for us, for we have not broadcast on such a day in quite some time.
At least a week.
Fortnite? Yeah, how long is a fortnight? I forgot how long a fortnight is.
Isn't it?
And I don't mean the stupid video game.
4 days.
Oh, well then it's been a bunch of fortnights.
5 days, somewhere in there.
Hey, it's Tuesday. The hell is that? I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. And, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Is it today? Is it today, Randy?
What's
is it when they're going to have how many games are there to decide the winner of the World Baseball Classic?
This is it tonight. Tonight's it.
Just one game.
One game. It's been a tournament, so there's no multiple games of any sorts. It was a round robin tournament, so you had to get into the the quarters and into the semis. Once you reach the quarterfinals, it was you're out, single game elimination. And then tonight is the championship game, kind of like what they'll do with the March Madness championship game.
All right, well, help me out here. Is it fair that the Americans have had a day of rest, but the Japanese will have not?
Well, I don't know about fair or not fair. I mean, this is the way the schedule worked out. In the Japanese team, they played last night, but they've been in Miami for a few days. So they had some extra time on the ground in Miami. So I would say that they're not jet lagging by any means.
Mm-hmm. So did you watch the game last night?
I watched all the way up until the end there, and the walk-off. It was very exciting. I didn't get to see the walk-off. I saw it on the highlights this morning. But well, that Japanese team, they just do not give up. They have a lot of talent on that team. And you alluded to it before, and I've always felt that they should have something like a world sort of championship. I guess this would be like the unofficial world championship, right? Because they've had teams from all over the world play. They've had Venezuela, they've had the Dominican Republic, they've even had the Netherlands. Great Britain was in this tournament. Australia was in this tournament. So they touched on many of the continents. China was in this tournament. Chinese Taipei was in this tournament. It was really, really cool. Sort of like a grown-up Little League World Series. And now with the final two teams that are left standing, and they had to battle their way through it. Believe me.
And someone made a joke the other day about, in the final, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani. Could you imagine if they were on the same team?
And guess what happened? They're not. They're on different teams. They're playing each other. And here's the deal on Ohtani. He's going to be designated hitter and reliever. And he's like, well, I'm not sure how that's going to work. You know, getting in the bullpen time when you're designated hitter, it's kind of odd.
Well,
but
can't have your cake and eat it too. I mean, you know, if you're going to be a DH, then be a DH. If not, then
a lot of people call this meaningless baseball. Deadspin actually had a thing. They said meaningless baseball continues to thrill millions. I got to say, and they might have been saying that tongue in cheek too. But, you know, a lot of people think that. It's like, well, why does it seem like there's more interest in the World Baseball Classic than there is in regular baseball here in the United States? It doesn't seem like a soccer almost atmosphere for baseball right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, the payoff on this, okay, there's a couple of reasons, in my opinion, Jeffrey. A couple of reasons. You're seeing fan bases from all over the world. You're seeing the Dominican fan base. You're seeing the Korean fan base. You're seeing the Japanese fan base. You're seeing people groups from all over the world, and especially the Latin teams. I mean, they're rowdy, celebratory. They've got bongos up there. They got cowbells going. They've got noisemakers happening. Then they're chanting and singing through the whole game. Then you got the Japanese crowd, which they have their songs that they sing, almost like cheers, like you would hear at a college football stadium. And they're going on, and they have this passion for their team. It's all about that. Then you got Mexico. I mean, Mexico was just crazy because there's so many Mexican descendants here in the United States. So they felt like they could come out, they could be a part of this. And they're
a rivalry. If you've seen the documentary about Mexico soccer versus the United States soccer.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just that a lot of their friends and family are here. It's also just a rivalry between the two countries.
Well, and they're very passionate fan bases out there, and we've had a chance to see it all. I find it very intriguing, very interesting, and very entertaining. I mean, I've watched a lot of the World Baseball Classic. I find it very good. I mean, I thought it was just going to be ho-hum, but for some reason this year,
well,
it's gone up a notch. You know what I mean? It's
let's
been
just
a lot
be
of
honest,
fun.
though. Nobody is doing a jersey swap with the people from England. Nobody wants it. Nobody cares. Nobody wants those damn jerseys.
Hideous and ugly. But yeah, I think to Randy's point, you know, I think we underestimate because we're looking at baseball and we're wondering how do we make it more interesting for people to watch. People around the world love this game. This is not just, you know, some passing fad for them. This is a game that they take seriously.
Yeah.
And Big George actually put out a stat last night. 61% of all the TVs in Puerto Rico were tuned in to that game last night, and 48% of all the TVs in Japan.
Wait, how many in Puerto Rico? So that was 23, right? 23 TVs in Puerto Rico.
No, stop it. They have TVs in Puerto Rico. But like it's just they have there's a passion there for this game. And Randy mentioned that it's like a grown-up, Little League World Series. I think when you have the World Baseball Classic, you remove a lot of the money, a lot of the extra stuff, and you just get to root for the sport. Just get to root for the players. I think that matters.
Well, Randy, what can Major League Baseball learn from what's happening right now?
Well, my other observation is this is a tournament. There is a payoff at the end. And with baseball, Major League Baseball, yeah, there's a payoff. It's a World Series. But if you look at this, every game meant something, okay? Every game was pivotal that you continue to win and move on. Even though it was a 2-week tournament, every game had a deep meaning. I think that's why a Major League Baseball playoff season far and away excites people more than the regular season, because there's a lot of games. And even though, the regular baseball fan, dyed in the wool like me, baseball fan, realize series of games mean something and they add up, it's a long season to endure. Where in the World Baseball Classic, it's 2 weeks. That's it. It's almost like March Madness because there's so much hype around it and there's so much excitement because every game means something. It's got you're hanging on the balance of this game here. And this team, the teams, nobody came up there. There wasn't the mundanity of these guys are going up there and kind of going through the motions. I mean, these guys were passionate, excited. Did you see Shohei Ohtani? Have you watched any of the games, Jeffco? Well, Shohei Ohtani's been playing out of his head. He's showing a lot of passion. He's running around. He's really taking charge of that clubhouse for Japan. This team is exciting to watch. a lot of fun. And Shohei Ohtani is right there mixing up with him. He's let's go, guys. He's always rousing these guys to get them pumped up.
I do have a question. We've been hearing about this, and I know that Izzy from the morning show, he's run out there and he's made full use of press credentials. You know what I'm saying?
Do what you got to do, my friend.
But I'll be honest, I haven't seen any promotion for this anywhere. I've never seen any commercials for it. Where is they airing this? What channel is this on?
It's been on Fox Sports, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't watch that.
There's been a lot of promotion of it.
Ever since they got rid of Marcellus Wiley, I've had no reason to tune into to Fox Sports.
There you go.
He is gone, right? Or did he get another show?
I think he's gone. Really? He's gone.
Well,
I thought they moved him around.
If they moved him to another show, I couldn't tell you which one because he wasn't.
Yeah, they did a big shake up there.
That was the story. So now you kind of wonder if they didn't just sort of just send him down the driveway. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, back to this. Okay, so it's on the Fox Sports TV network.
Yeah.
And so tonight, will it be on the channel 10 or just on the cable?
I'm trying to find that out. I don't think it's. I think tonight at Fox Sports 1 and the Fox Sports app. That's where it will be tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
So
worth watching.
4 o'clock our time, 5 o'clock our time. Sure. You'll be able to see it. It'll be on the MLB app. It'll be on TuneIn, MLB.com, SiriusXM. That'll be all audio coverage there, and then video coverage. It's FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
All right, so maybe I'll take a look at that, but just to see what it's about. Is there? Are they using the old school baseball rules? Are they using current Major League Baseball rules?
It is not the stupid pitch clock. It's not runner on second in extra innings. It's not anything like that. They do allow the shift, so the shift has been in play, and a lot of these teams are doing what I've been saying Major League Baseball needs to do all along. Instead of trying to hit into the shift with all these big egos. These guys are hitting around the ship. They're hitting to where the guys are not playing. And it's been an exciting amount of games, exciting amount of baseball.
Not to cut you off, Randy, but including the American team. Yeah, we can actually do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, these guys have been.
I was a little mad when I saw that. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little mad.
When they shift to, left side heavy, guys are hitting it to right and right center field. You've seen a lot of extra bases.
Feasting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
He's been, and what about Trey Turner? I mean, he's just been clubbing the ball.
Well, I have a question on that. If this has shown us that they can do it, why don't they do it in regular baseball? Because are they worried they're going to get in trouble for getting on base? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think some of it might be incentive laden contracts that say if you hit so many home runs, then you get this. These guys have been taught at the major league level to hit the ball out of the ballpark, swing, come out of your shoes swinging at any pitch you go, just in case you make contact and it might go over the fence, because the statisticians that are, from Princeton and Yale and Harvard are up there with their calculators, and they're saying,
clearly you can score more runs with home runs than you can with singles and doubles.
But you've seen Japan leads all of the teams in scoring, and they're not clubbing a bunch of home runs. Yeah, they're hitting the occasional home run, but it's exciting to watch because they're hitting the ball in the gap. They're multi bases. They're moving guys around. Hell, I saw the American Ball Club actually lay down a bunt and move guys around. That's the way the game is played.
Well, I'm going to try to tune in tonight. I've been having a weird day, though. It's been kind of a little bit of a weird day. I'm a member of a couple of four-wheel drive sort of groups on the Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm on the Facebook, and it for some reason has nothing to do with four-wheel drives. I see that somebody put up a riddle, and it says something about an ex-cop loses his house, his wife, and his this. What did he lose first? I'm like, well, he's an ex, his job. And so I immediately got it right. And then I get this direct message. Hey, are you all right. Hey, I want to give you a prize. Wait, what? She's like, you have a Cash App? I'm like, oh, okay, scam coming. I immediately identify it. So I'm like, well, can't you just mail me the money? No, just Cash App. That's all we do. Well, if you're really trying to be a blessing, as you say, and I've just won a prize, just, mail it to the house. Go ahead. Of course, I wasn't going to give my actual address. And there was that little dance, and then as we're having this conversation, I click, and it's like, oh, she supports the Confederate flag. Wow. Okay. Just going to kind of back away slowly. And so that was weird.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as soon as I called her, I said, this smells like a scam. That person immediately disappeared off the face of the earth and out of the club. And that little riddle that was posted, poof, gone, because they figured I was going to go on there and say, everybody careful, this is a scam. Which, felt good. I feel like I helped. So then as soon as I get done with that, another message pops up, but it's like from February. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see this. And the question was, are you the same Jeffrey O'Brien? I'm like, oh God, And it says, sorry if this is a weird question, but I was looking for voice credits for a game called King's Quest 7, where Jeffrey O'Brien voiced some of the characters. Was that you? Sorry for bothering if it wasn't. And I'm like, well, sorry that I just saw this message, but yes, it was me. I actually did 4 voices for that video game back in 1990, whatever.
Yeah.
I did it in the production room at KRDS. They offered me a healthy sum of money to do it. And so I went in there and I did the Jack Look character. I did a couple of different characters. I did a voice of a monster. I did sort of a Cliff Clavin sounding troll. I just had some fun with it, and they used it. So it was just kind of a weird day, man. It's kind of a weird day.
It is.
And the next thing is I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't admit to that, because why is this weird nerd looking for me 30 years later?
Wants to pay you.
Hey, nerd. I'm sorry, Keon. Have you ever played the King's Quest 7?
I know of the game. I never played it myself.
You can't anymore. There's no computer that that will it will play it.
I think that there are ways that people get programs that'll emulate that computer, and then you can sort of play the game that way. But that's about as good as it's going to get. But yeah, I know about the game for sure.
It was a healthy,
very well known,
healthy sum of money. It was fun to do, and they liked it. And then I was like, okay, well, I can just mark that off on all the crap I've done, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool.
Moved on to something else. I mean, I wouldn't mind being in another video game again, but nobody's asked. I haven't pursued it either. So I guess I probably should have worked on that.
Yeah, maybe.
I wonder what kind of video game that we could do, Randy. Let's do a Daily Blender video game.
Or there we go.
Like we could do like a I don't know. I don't know what the nerd names are for these things, where it's like like Command and Conquer type game. What do they call that? Strategy game.
Yeah, that's a real-time strategy.
Yeah.
Like a real-time strategy game.
I like that. Yeah.
I feel like any ideas I start to talk about that involve this show is just going to end up pissing off a lot of people who used to work here and a lot of people who might still work here. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave those ideas up to somebody else. 888-368-1580. And Big George says, actually, Jeffrey, it's been a fortnight since you last broadcast on a Tuesday. A fortnight does equal 14 days. Huh. Yeah. So I was right.
How about
I was
that?
right. You were right with the word "for." You just forgot to add "teen."
Yeah.
Guess he's not that big a nerd. Pringle says,
I'm just not British.
Can we just start just cancel the rest of this week and go drinking? Well, you can.
Yeah. Some of us have to work.
Yeah, we still got to do a show today and tomorrow, but after that, we could do it. Do you guys want me to ask follow-up questions when people text stuff like that?
You do what you want. I think it's a lot of fun when you do. Yeah.
Because I don't want to pry, but now I'm curious, Mr. Pringle. You're a classic heckler and troll on this text line. Yeah, you do good work. I'm not saying anything bad, but we're curious as to what is the source of your misery, where you just want to cancel the rest of the week and go drinking. I mean, a lot of people are going to maybe call in for I don't know. You do have to call in sick for the Sweet 16 as much, but because it is later in the day.
Yeah.
But just saying. I'm just kind of curious. What is the source of your misery? It's either Schadenfreude, or we can support you somehow. It's really not our thing, though, is it?
No.
Supporting people.
No.
Colts fan Dan says Marcellus Wiley and Michael Irving have their own show coming out, I hear. Oh, is that it? Did he get in trouble? Are you just making wild accusations about this guy? That would be very disappointing. It's very disappointing when the guy, I was like, I always just really enjoyed his personality, and what he would talk about on there. So now I'm going to have to Google Marcellus Wiley and see
someone
what the hell.
needs to call Acho out on some of the stuff he just makes up.
Yeah.
And Wiley always
Nobody
did
is
that.
anymore.
And that whole show, there's 3 more people on the show and none of them do it. So it's less enjoyable now.
Well, let's see. I just clicked on the Goog and just typed in Marcellus Wiley, and here's what I got. Marcellus Wiley has problem with transgender athletes. Not against my daughters, he says. Well,
I don't know that that's the reason why he's not there, because he's been gone for a while. But
see, a day ago, something about a hotel experience. All right. Just scrolling, seeing.
That must be the Michael Irving connection there. Hotel situation.
I don't see much more on there. Wait, here we go. Here's what he says. Marcellus Wiley on leaving Speak for Yourself. He says it was starting to get distant. Is it when he left? Did he just say, I'm taking the For Yourself? You can only call the show Speak now. And then that was it. He walked out.
Maybe.
I'll have to read this story because I didn't know what that means.
Yeah.
Wilbur says maybe Mr. Pringle is pregnant, but that would mean he shouldn't be drinking. So I'm a little confused. Clearly. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we've got some other non-football things to talk about before we jump into some football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NBA tonight, the Clippers are home in Los Angeles, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Clippers favored by 7 points, minus 270 on the money line, while the Oklahoma City Thunder are plus 220. The over-under sits at 237.5. The Sacramento Kings are home tonight to face the Boston Celtics. Boston a 5-point road favorite, minus 205. Sacramento plus 172 with an over-under of 238. The San Antonio Spurs, a 13-point road underdog against the home favorite, the New Orleans Pelicans. San Antonio plus 640, the Pelicans minus 950. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or t-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
One trip down Scottsdale Road, and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi, happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m. And enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
Everyone loves TV Dad.
On the next TV Dad, presented by Progressive, TV Dad gets us through heartache. Chin up, sport.
Oh, hey, TV Dad.
You know what heals all wounds?
Time?
No, it's remembering that drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
But Jen still doesn't want to be with me.
True. I actually saw her with your friend Brian earlier.
Wait, what?
Listen to your TV Dad. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknoaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
When it comes to March Madness, the Fanatic has you covered wall to wall. Layup is good. 1580 The Fanatic is your one-stop exclusive home for the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
He'll shoot a contested three, and he'll bury it. Triple time.
From the first tip to the final buzzer, we've got you covered. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And at 1580thefanatic.com, your exclusive home for March Madness.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on 1580 99.3, the Fanatic, official exclusive home of the March Madness particulars happening this weekend, the Sweet 16. And then it's on to the Elite Eight. And then it's down to the Final Four. And then it's the championship game. You hear it all live here, 1580 and 99.3, the Fanatic. Speaking of the March Madness, you can take a shot at college hoops with FanDuel Sportsbook and get 10 times your first bet amount in bonus bets up to $200. That's right. Just bet $20 on the bracket and you'll land $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. That's $200 you can spend on betting everything from the money line to point spreads, upsets, player props, different things you can, Hey, listen, I know you've been eyeing, there's a upset brewing and you can put some money down on that. It's all in an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. No better place to bet the tournament than on FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today by going to FanDuel.com/Randy1580. Make every moment more with FanDuel all tournament long. Must be 21 or older, present in the state of Arizona. First online real money wager only, $10 deposit required. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 Jeff Cope.
All right, Randy. So here's what's going on. Thursday at 3:00. The first thing you're going to hear is Michigan State taking on Kansas State. And then they'll work in and go back and forth between that game and Arkansas versus UConn. 6:00, you got Florida Atlantic versus Tennessee. And then they'll mix in later on Gonzaga versus UCLA. Now, what happens is, just remember that they are sometimes when the games, there's an in-between time on the games. And sometimes that broadcast has Doug Gottlieb. And as you know, he sucks. But just hang in there, because it won't be long until there's more action. I'm right.
Damn.
Who is going to say different to what I just said? That was 1,000% truth, and there's nobody on the planet other than his mom who could argue against that point. Thank God there's another guy in the in-between times with him, so the suckage is at least cut back somewhat.
I will say about Doug Gottlieb, college basketball is really the one time of year that he is truly useful.
But he's not useful. He's horrible on the broadcast. He used to have a show, and it was the most boring piece of garbage show.
I remember his show. It was not good.
Oh, God.
It was not good.
They're like, hey, who can we get for this very important broadcast? Doug Gottlieb. Do we owe him money?
Throw Gottlieb on there. Let's see if we can shake things up a little.
Anyway, sorry, just that bugged me the other night. Anyway, so Friday, same schedule, but you got San Diego State versus Alabama. Then a little later, Miami versus Houston. A little bit later, Princeton versus Creighton. A little bit later, Xavier versus Texas. So what you want to do both days is hope that there's overtime between Arkansas and UConn, and then Miami and Houston on Friday. So there's less Doug Gottlieb. So just pray for overtime.
We're just praying for a world where Doug Gottlieb is not on the radio.
Just saying. Ken Kenton text in 888-368-1580. I like Dungeons and Dragons. I like Dungeness Crab. I just don't have time or money for either. Rando, beer me.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, that video game is not Dungeons and Dragons. It's Princess Bride Quest. So I don't remember what the hell it's called. The King's Quest 7. And well, the rest of it, I don't know. I've never. What is Dungeness Crab? I've probably had it.
Yeah, it's a Dungeness.
Is that the one with the long, like long crab things? You know what I'm talking about? The long legs, like a daddy long legs. Because there's crabs that are like this big, and then there's crabs that have these long, like Kevin Durant like arms and legs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I just don't know what they're called.
I'm trying. A Dungeness crab is it's not a king crab. It's smaller. No,
So it's like you
I
just
guess
Google this.
I guess it's bigger. No, I guess it's a large.
Is because one time
looking crab. Yeah. It just,
my wife is
I don't know how to explain
at
it.
the moment about 15 feet away. She can hear me, so she'll tell you if I'm lying. But we went to a all-you-can-eat Asian food place, and as we sat there, we looked over, and there's a midget who's going crazy eating these long crab legs.
Can't say that on the radio.
Well, I'm just saying,
midget.
He was, and he was just having the time of his life. And I'm like, I could never be as happy as that man is right now, destroying crab legs at this place, because I'm sure it's like a once a week thing they do. They see this guy coming and they're like, oh crap, there go the profits, because he just had a mountain and he was just going to town at him. I'll never forget that. Is that the Dungeness crab?
I have no idea, though. I do remember one time I worked at a Christian TV station, and there was a woman there named Jasmine, and she was very skinny, but every lunch she would have just this massive spread of crab legs. Like it was like her favorite food.
So you're saying
Where around saying she's got crabs at the Christian TV station? Look who's got crabs.
Well, no, because we were all working at a Christian TV station. None of us thought to say that.
It was in your head, I guarantee it.
But the question I had was like watching her destroy all the crab legs. I'm like, where the hell does it go?
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't seem fair. I can't eat that many crab legs and be a stick. What is happening?
Maybe she didn't have it with butter on
it. Contraire.
She's using I can't believe it's not butter. But here's the thing. She probably ate sensibly all the other times. Crab leg day, that's a cheat day. And I think I'm thinking of jumbo king crab legs. That's, I think, what it is, or snow crab clusters or something. Let's see. Hitting the Nuts says the Dungeness crab is the one you smash on the back with a wooden hammer. Oh, yeah. Well, that's not the one that the midget had. Let's see. Average Joe says king crabs and snow crabs have longer legs than the Dungeness crab, which looks more like Maryland crab with the tiny legs. All right, that explains it. I think we're all straight here. But it's still back to the original point. Doug Gottlieb is horrible. 888-368-1580.
It always comes back to Gottlieb, doesn't it?
I'm sorry. Well, I have PTSD from having to have him in the midday for a while on a radio station. And I don't think it was this one. It was the last one I was at in California. Mr. Pringle says, would the Blender be interested in sponsoring a pub crawling team?
No.
Yeah, I don't know how that really benefits us, because here's why. Let's say I get you some Daily Blender 1580 The Fanatic t-shirts, right? And you start doing your pub crawl. Eventually, somebody's going to knock over something. Somebody's going to puke. There's going to be a fight. I don't want our logos involved with that. I respect the thought process of the pub crawl. Might join you on a pub crawl, but I don't think we are going to get a whole lot of benefit from sponsoring your pub crawl. We support you in spirit.
There's going to be any pub crawling going on this radio station, you're looking at 2 of the 3 guys that will do it.
Mm-hmm. That's me and you, Randy.
Yeah.
Keon has promised he will designate.
He's a designated driver.
Oh man,
you did promise.
I did promise.
You promised.
And if you don't do it, then you're responsible for getting to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
He doesn't want to hang out with us.
No, well, I do, but I just
many people want to hang out.
I want to drink also.
So, well, I guess that's 3 of us. We'll do the pub crawl thing.
Who's going to be the DD then?
That's a good point. We need some double Ds. 888-368-1580. Big George says, didn't Gottlieb used to host at 2 or 3 o'clock before Tiki and Tierney? Yeah, what an awful lineup that was, he says. I think that was back at the Palm Springs station, man. King of Kitten says, Jeffrey, show us on the dolls Black Heart, where Doug Gottlieb touched and assaulted you. It is my ears. That's where.
It's assaulted our ears, damn it.
Dear God, what a black hole of ratings that must have been. And yes, snow crab is the long legs. Thanks, Jane Kittens. We have a new texter here on the text line. A new texter says he wants to be called the Boozin' Raider. The Boozin' Raider. And he says, yeah, there's king crab, there's dungeon crab, and there's snow crab. And I get that kind of wraps it up for crabs, right? Is there any other kind of crabs?
Can you actually wrap up crabs? That's what I want to know.
Imagine you can wrap up.
I know there's some sort of treatment for it, but
oh no, those kind of crabs, that's a very different situation. There's fake crab. And I'll be honest with you, I like fake crab. Do you like the fake crab?
Fake crab?
Yeah, imitation crab. It's made out of fish, so it's not like you're not still eating fish, but it's just like, you know how they use all sorts of weird parts for the hot dog, and they use all sorts of weird parts, you know, for bologna or whatever. Fake crab is like the hot dog or bologna of the fish and crab world. Yeah, but I still like it. It still tastes good. It tastes sweet.
Speaking of crab,
just me.
If I must say so myself, I outdid myself with a brisket this weekend.
Well, we would never know because we didn't get any. Or an invitation, come join you.
Well, this was on a. I have a new smoker.
Yeah, I heard. What kind?
It's enormous.
I don't know what kind is it though.
So Pit Boss Pro Series Elite 1600. And I had on there at one time, and I have pictures to prove. I have garlic next to the brisket. The brisket has been wrapped. I've got 6 pieces of chicken. I have another foil full of fish. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ears of corn, and I still had room to go.
Wait a minute. I got to ask you about this. In the smoker, you had all this stuff at the same time?
Yeah.
Doesn't the smell of the fish?
No, it was all the fish was wrapped up in foil,
but the smell didn't escape.
No,
and that's this weekend, or is that today?
That was just this weekend.
Oh,
that was Sunday.
That's impressive.
Afternoon. Yeah,
it's a lot of food there. Almost like you could have had people over.
You're always welcome at my house,
but I don't know when it's happening.
Well.
Always welcome at your house. It's not like a Kramer next door, and I just come bust in. Oh, what are you cooking, Jerry? I'm like an hour and 15 minutes away, man. I gotta know when things are happening.
You know what? We will have a show a get together here at the compound in West Phoenix.
Like not a remote, but we go there and do the show.
Yeah, no, you you guys just come over. No working involved.
So who's going to do the show?
Well, it'll be on a weekend, so we don't have to do the show.
Oh, all right.
And we'll throw a brisket on and some chicken and all kinds of, maybe some of that Dungeness crab. I'll throw some of that on there.
Can we bring Booger Wolf? I'm just kidding. We're not bringing Booger Wolf.
Jeffrey, I gotta draw the line somewhere.
Well, yeah, I think we drew the line a lot closer than Booger Wolf. I just wanted to see your face when I said that.
Yeah.
Average Joe says,
did it show up?
Ridiculous long legs. Thank you. I do. Lost Toby says, you Uber there. Whoever finishes it drink last pays for the next Uber. No. Oh, you don't want to Uber from pub to pub. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money.
We need to get in the 1580 the Fanatic van and roll around that way.
We don't have a van.
We don't?
No, we don't have a van.
Do we have any?
No Priuses either. No.
Do we have any?
No electric bikes. Nothing. Zero. We have nothing.
We don't have a couple of Rons left over.
We have zero. We have nothing.
We have some magnetic door stickers.
No. Wait, we do. We actually have a bunch. We have a bunch of those. I know where they are. So you just slap all that on some
some random car.
Are we carjacking? I just need to know up front because listen, I have a clean record, and I'm sure I've got at least one crime that I can be like, well, we're going to release you to your own custody. I get that one. And if it involves a carjacking, I just need to know now.
Well, if we invite Dale to go along with us, he's got one of those Ford Expeditions.
Is it? I thought it was just an escape, or does it just look like an escape because he's next to it?
No, it looks like an escape. Yeah, because he's enormous.
Not a bigger vehicle as I needed.
I'm pretty sure he sits in the back seat. That's his driving seat.
I took the front seat out with my bare hands. And
Oh, no.
when I pull up the drive-through, they're confused. Nurse Scratchit says 1580 limo service for the pub call. My mouth ain't working now.
All right. Are you having a stroke?
I'm having a stroke. I mean, honestly, that's later if she goes to the store.
Well,
it's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is presented by Harmon Solar, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Desert Diamond Arena. Don't miss a moment of the action, the upsets, the last-second buzzer beaters that make this tournament madness. The NCAA men's basketball tournament, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next day energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
One trip down Scottsdale Road, and it's obvious snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m. And enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from The Main Event, here to tell you about Access Property Advisors. When I need to buy or sell properties or get them rented out, Access Property Advisors gets me the best sales price or lease terms to make my rental properties profitable. Jason Sellers has an impressive team of professionals at Access Property Advisors, experts in just about anything you can need with real estate. So whether you want to find the home of your dreams, sell your home, or manage your rental property, do what I do and give Access Property Advisors a call at 602-614-5590. That's 602-614-5590 or visit accesspropertyadvisors.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Got a bunch of texts here on the text line. Let's keep it going. Colts fan Dan says, hey, was that new texter Boozin' Raider or was it Losing Raider? My radio cut out. Come on, man. The brand new texter here. We don't need to be start heckling them yet. You don't even know what they have to say. So no, it was Boozin' Raider. Boozin'. King Kitten says the Pit Boss 1600, Randy?
Yeah.
That equals $1,600.
Yeah, no, it was actually $999 on sale.
Wow, that's a good deal.
Yeah,
I got no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah,
and I got a 40-pound bag of competition pellets to go with it.
Competition pellets, a mixture, all kinds of.
Who are you competing with? I'm not competing with anyone. Not competing.
Why are
with
they
anyone.
Competition pellets?
Well, it's a mixture of hardwoods. It's got some oak in there.
Yeah, hardwood. Sorry, what? Go ahead.
It's very juvenile, you know.
Well,
when you're talking
what about
about
its competition, though?
Your hardwoods, you know, and
it was my duty to say that. Bruno Baller says, did I hear earlier Randy invited everybody to a party at his house? No, just us. It was just us, and that was an empty invitation. I'm sure that
there's no emptiness to it at all. I mean, Miss Kim is here, and she could verify that my offer is indeed genuine.
Well, I'm waiting. Hey, let us know. Cheesehead Bill says, I love my pit boss. He said that in all caps, too, so he means it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And there were 4 exclamation points.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good.
Booger Wolf happened to be listening, tuning in. He goes, I'm totally there, dudes. No, you're not. Hitting the Nuts says, got to spell that fake crab with a K, just like the fake crack I smoke. Nothing calms the shakes like a little crack. What the hell are you talking about, Hitting the Nuts?
I would disagree with that.
Well, all right.
Crack like Kraken?
Wouldn't crack? Wouldn't that cause the shakes?
I feel like that's a whole
like a little tea, maybe. Or
that actually should be something that makes us feel good to know, because if Hitting the Nuts thinks that's what happens with crack, that means he's clearly never have and is not doing crack, and so we can all rest easy knowing he's not a crackhead. Good Cat says, guys,
what?
Howdy, Good Cat.
Howdy.
Big George says, Jeffrey, this is a family show. No, it's not. What are you talking about? At what point did anybody perpetrate that lie? Wilbur says, maybe Mr. Pringle is pregnant, but that would just mean, well, maybe we should bring some marinated chicken or something like that. Or ribs.
Who said
I
that?
don't know what Wilbur's talking about. Last Optimist says, well, he is a Raider fan, so we have a pretty good guess at what he's going to say.
We don't know if he's
true.
a Raider fan. We don't know.
A lot of Raider fans are good guys. I don't know what you guys' problem is.
We don't know if he's
Pringle-
actually a Raider fan or not.
Pringle says, Boozin' Raider is an awesome texter name. It would also be a great name for a pub crawl team. Jesus, Pringle, stop it. You can't be hitting up new texters to sponsor your pub crawl team. It's not even an athletic thing. It's just a bunch of guys going from place to place, getting drunker and more obnoxious as you go.
I played on a lot of slow pitch softball teams like that.
They become that.
Yeah, that's not something that needs sponsoring. That's like a Friday in Tempe.
Yeah, do that on your own dime, Pringle.
Or Wednesday night in Central Phoenix.
Kiss the Cook says, I got the green beans, sweet potatoes, peach cobbler. King Kitten says, I want a Fanatic hat. Boy, what did this become Christmas? He says, yeah, with the yellow emoji there. He's looking at the one like what I've got. He says, not the black one, not with a thing. Black's too hot for summer. White gets too dirty. He says, he just wants what I've got. But you guys don't understand. This hat that I'm wearing right here, I had it made myself. It's custom made.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a handful of them, but I guess I talked to Radio Ron about making some of these. It might have to say 15A the Fanatic like on the back or something, so that we get some promotional
value.
Right. We won't get any promotional value from the pub crawl thing, but I think if we had hats like this, we might. I'll talk to him
Maybe
about
if we had a pub crawl team. All right, just hear me out here, Jeff.
All right.
We get one of those banners up, okay? And we get a bunch of them. What do you call them? Baton twirlers out front, and you get a couple of ladies holding up the banner, and then you get the pub crawl team, and they march down the street like it's a parade. See what I mean? Now the name is out there. These guys stop off at one pub, and then they parade over to the next pub. Nobody's getting hurt here. You see what I'm saying? Maybe later you got to pour these guys into a couple of those red wagons and pull them along. But hey, all the same, it's like a parade, and we're getting our name out there in the public.
The problem is it starts well. Everybody's like, hey, and then by the end of the night, and then people are, it's just not a positive thing. And we don't want to have our logos associated with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
again, you're right. Yeah.
And again, calling it a team, is there a competition? Are we up against a different team? And then we have to worry about somebody getting alcohol poisoning. There's a lot going on here, man. There's a lot going on.
Maybe Screaming Eagle would be like our official medical help.
He's a surgeon. He's not an emergency room doctor.
No.
I think he's probably done that in his life, but I don't think that's what he does.
We have an ER doc. It's in the fourth dimension.
Let's see. I know
Mike.
we've got a psychiatric nurse.
You got
we
Doc
have
Mike.
a surgeon.
Yeah.
Doc Mike, I don't know what his level of doctorness is.
25 years ER, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, well then Doc Mike would be the guy,
There you
and then Screaming Eagle we could have on hand in case somebody needs a tracheotomy.
There it is. Yep.
I don't know why you would.
Yeah, I see that.
But again, I'm not getting what is the competition. If we have a pub crawl team, or who are we competing against? How do you get a winner? How does this work out? You see what I'm saying? I've got more questions than answers right now.
Yeah. I think at the end of the night, how much intake have you made by volume?
That sounds unhealthy. It doesn't sound like,
and not fun. You should just be
we
able
should
to
do
drink
that to
however much you
enjoy
want.
it.
Yeah.
Do it to enjoy it,
you're-
not
you're
because you
right.
feel like you have to.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it into a competition.
Here's what it is. Each place, each person has to have at least one alcoholic drink. It has to be an equal alcoholic. Everybody has to have the same alcoholic drink. And then you have to play darts or you have to do something. And so it's a competitive thing where as you get drunker and drunker, the competition keeps going. It's like you play a game of darts, you go there, have a beer, play darts. Next place, go there, have a beer, play darts. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something like that would make more sense. But
and then you, there you go. You could get that table, that table, because then you can lean against the table as the night goes on, and it's got the sawdust on it, and you have those metal spheres that you roll up and down there. It's kind of like a shuffleboard, but it's not.
We're talking darts, man. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but I'm sure somebody will come up with an idea.
Do darts at every location. Maybe every location doesn't have darts.
We just have to be careful. I don't want anybody getting killed. I don't want anybody, embarrassing the brand. You know what I'm saying? Because if we're all out there doing the Technicolor yawn all over Scottsdale Road or something after we've gone all the way up from Mill Avenue, that's not a good look for the radio station. If somebody gets arrested, somebody tries to wrestle a police horse, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to look good for us.
Again, wisdom. Again,
we got to come up with some sort of controlled idea. I don't know. I don't have that answer right now. I don't have it. But if you guys want to just go do a pub crawl just for fun, we can do that.
Yeah.
Booger Wolf says, what is for dinner tonight, Randy? Are you going to pulverize some more oyster shells with those hammer toad stompers again? Maybe add some hot dog meat on the side?
Who was that?
That was amazing. It's Booger Wolf.
Is that Booger Wolf again?
And
random.
Booger Wolf is hit or miss. Sometimes
Just bringing
the
out
insults
hammer toes.
are just wow. That's very creative.
Foot crushed oyster shells and some hot dog meat into your new smoker.
Yeah. Well, Booger Wolf, you're definitely not coming over now.
Kiss the Cook says, Dick Trickle. No idea why he's saying that. Fifth letter.
It's just a fun name to say.
Says, Booze and Raider has my approval. Haters are going to hate. Just win, baby, says fifth letter. Nurse Scratchit says, pub crawl team with the pins competition. Oh, this might be a way to get that money that we lost out on from the Depends sponsorship. We all have to not allowed to go to the bathroom the entire night. First person who can't take it anymore and runs off and just changes out of the Depends. Well, that's the loser. I don't know. Just throwing out ideas.
All right. Hi, I'm Randy, and when I have to go, I use Depends. Are we still doing this?
No, we're not doing it. Just saying it might be a way. I didn't say it is going to happen.
All right.
Hamilton Porter says, have you guys ever seen Beer Fest? That is where I picture this going. Is that like a movie? Beer Fest? Or are you just saying go to a beer fest? I've never been to a beer fest.
Wasn't it? It's Strange Brew. That was the Bob and Doug McKenzie.
That was about Canada, though.
That was Strange Brew. That wasn't. I thought it was maybe Beer Fest.
Cardinal Art says, make sure everybody signs a consent form. Pour me a nice cold brew, Randy, please.
Here, you're gonna have to sign this form right here, please.
Hitting the Nut says, drunk guys throwing sharp objects for the station. Sounds like a great marketing idea for the show. Oh, it won't hurt the show. Maybe not great for the station. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Randy, beer me. I nominate Booger Wolf, Donnie, and Mr. Pringle to the pub crawl committee. There's no committee. No. There's no committee at all.
No.
I'm from the beginning even till now, I feel like it's a bad idea.
And also those are the three worst people to put on a committee.
And the only committee
not because I dislike them, but because I think that they would absolutely tear each other apart. Just the trolling would never end. They'd get nothing done.
And the
I
only
think that
committee
CK is hoping for.
and the only committee we have here on the radio station, the Hall of Fame committee, and they're
There's
wide
no
and
Hall of Fame
varied.
committee.
They're all over the United
It's
States.
something that Randy has just invented in his head and won't let go of.
Say a sampling of the great cultures that exist in the great
Cultures are on the mold
United
in your
States
underwear.
of America, and they come here to the Valley and they meet.
There's no meeting.
And we have secret meetings, and then on Sunday,
Not even a secret because there aren't any.
we will signify that there's a new Hall of Fame class, or there is not.
I just make this up as I go. Boomer Sooner says, "Good day, guys. Quick Baker story."
Why?
Sorry, Baker.
Why?
Why do you want to talk about Baker Mayfield all of a sudden? There's nothing interesting about Baker Mayfield. I don't even care that he went over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are clearly using him to tank for a first-round pick next season. I mean, there can't be anything more clear to you than that, but I get it. You're Ohio, love, but all right, I'll read your text. He says, quick Baker story. In college, tackle Orlando Brown asked Baker to go with him to get his car. Baker asked why. Brown said that they repossessed his ride. Said if Baker just shows his face, he might get his car back. Yep, it's an Oklahoma thing. Boomer Sooner.
I mean, doesn't speak well of Oklahoma.
No, it really doesn't.
As a state, that
it's not even a good Baker Mayfield story.
Don't know what to do about that one.
One football player.
I think we need
not
two settings on
capable
the
of getting
dump
his own
button.
car back.
We need 7 seconds for profanity, like a minute for bad texts. There you go. Fowler 51 says, "Oh my God, Randy, you've got to watch Beer Fest. It's the same guys that did Super Troopers. Straight gold, Jerry." All right, there you go. All right, so I guess we're gonna look up Beer Fest.
Beer Fest.
Look it up, everybody. Cardinal Art says, "Keon, if Tragic Magic Johnson gets his deal done for the Commandos, this is gonna be bigger than when the team tricked felons in the playoffs for Super Bowl tickets and arrested them." Hey, Jeffco, are you right? Keon will sleep better at night.
I mean, it doesn't have to be Magic. I mean, Magic obviously putting in a bid for the Commandos. He'll be joining a group. Obviously, Magic Johnson doesn't have the $5 billion on hand. So I don't know. I'm okay with any owner that's not Dan Snyder. I don't know why you think it has to be that specific. I will be happy regardless because my 25-year nightmare will finally be over.
Yeah, and people are getting together to purchase the team. They're not coming here for it to be bad. They're coming here, well, at least trying to make something good. So you got to at least feel good about that until they prove you wrong. And they might, but at least you have a chance. With Dan Snyder still there, you have no chance. Fish Tank says, here's what we do. We put together teams of various weights. Then everyone drinks the same amount per bar. Then at the end of the crawl, we breathalyzer everyone, and your team adds up the breathalyzer scores per team. Team with the lowest blood alcohol level at the end of the night wins because they hold their alcohol the best. Sign me up. Is that true? I would think it'd be the other way around, because if you have the highest amount of alcohol level and you're still standing, you're holding your alcohol the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Which way should you go with that, though? Who's winner? I don't know. I'm going to think about that, Fish Tank. I don't know if that is probably the best way to do that, but I don't know. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is presented by Harmon Solar, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Desert Diamond Arena. Don't miss a moment of the action, the upsets, the last-second buzzer beaters that make this tournament madness. The NCAA men's basketball tournament, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now, the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And this whole pub crawl thing, I did not mean for it to have this sort of life. Somebody just had the idea of sponsoring a pub crawl team, and I was just questioning the hell is a pub crawl team, then questioning who the hell does the pub crawl team pub crawl against. All of this is, again, you know my stance on drinking games. Skip the game, give me the drink. I don't care if it's the prize or if it's the punishment. I don't care, give me the drink. And so maybe I'm not so fun when it comes to those sorts of parties, but if you hand me the drink, I'll say thank you and I'll smile and you know, it'll be all good. But everybody on the text line still trying to work something out with this whole idea. Let's see. Mr. Pringle says the Blender pub crawl team would be wise to give a call to former general manager Steve Keim. See if we can talk him into putting the team together. Again,
yeah,
that's probably a bad idea. Let's see. King Keon says, hey, Keon, what you talking about? Magic can just create all the money, you know, like in those TV commercials.
I mean,
is that a reverse mortgage thing or something?
No, in the Capital One commercials, Magic Johnson's been playing a genie.
Haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's an okay commercial, but
hit the nuts for no reason says hit the bad text dump button. Hit the bad text dump button. That's just rude, man. So he plays a genie in a Capital One commercial, the what's in your wallet stuff.
Yeah, and it because he's there with Spike Lee and Chuck and who else was in that commercial?
Yeah, no.
Charles Barkley,
Kenny the Jet, and they they're all hanging out, and then they make wishes, and Charles Barkley has the magic lamp, and then he rubs the lamp, and out comes Magic Johnson to grant their wishes.
Oh, that lamp had AIDS.
Damn.
Well, it did. Hit the bad Jeffrey button. Hit the bad Jeffrey button. Mars 805 says, "Happy Taco Tuesday, fellas. I'll drink the new texter's name right there. Randy, pour us some 805s, please. Go." I'm not saying the first one, but he does say go Raiders. It's not going to give you that Laker love. I can't do it, buddy. Lost Toby says, "The movie Beer Fest is gold." Colts fan Dan says, "Lol. Oklahoma players are weak. Alabama players are the real G's, man." Baby Got Dax says, "Hi, guys. We have a neighborhood crawl where I live. A few crawls ago, we planted the ugliest lawn statue in a neighbor's lawn because this couple complains about everyone on our Facebook page. This woman took the statue to our neighborhood bunco tournament in our clubhouse, and now the statue goes home with the bunco winner every month, and they have to display that prize in their lawn." Much of that text confuses me.
Sounds like good-natured ribbing.
I think we should see a picture of that statue, Baby Got Dak. Fifth letter says, "Keon, what is the scouting report on Cam Sims?"
On Cam Sims?
I feel like this might be a joke.
I don't know. I can't tell if it's a joke or not.
Cam
I don't know.
Sims.
I don't know how seriously I'm supposed to answer this.
Well, he used to work for your team, and now he's on with the Raiders. So he's asking you, how good will Cam Sims be for the Raiders? And the fact that Keon, who is a fan of this team, has no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, I know.
Means that wide receiver is he's buns.
No,
as the kids say.
Yeah, I know Cam Sims. He's could be a solid number 3 guy. He's fast. He's got good hands. I just honestly didn't remember him. I couldn't recall him.
That should answer everything you need to know.
Yeah, he's just not going to be a number 1 guy. But I mean, if you want a fast guy in the slot, there you go.
Fish Tank says, "Was Magic Johnson just jealous of Shaquille O'Neal and Kazam? He wanted to go at it?"
No, I just think his name is Magic, and making him a magical.
Oh, I didn't even put those two things together.
Making him magical so that he could answer wishes. Just
Against the Spread says, "If you guys want, I can set the odds for the games in the pub crawl. We can also offer prop bets like first to get arrested, first to puke, and first to need medical assistance." All those things sound like they're not good promotion for the radio station.
I don't know that you want, 1580 The Fanatic first to puke winner. I don't think Radio Ron's going to be happy about that.
Although,
just a hunch.
Can I tell you this? A little piece of intel. We do know the following about Radio Ron. He's from Detroit. Don't bleep with him. He's a fan of Michigan State. So he also is a very damn good bowler. But something I haven't told you guys is he is really good at the beer pong. Yeah, I mean, like he's at college student level proficiency playing beer pong. And, he's told me some stories about where he's hanging out with, he had kids in college, and he goes to a thing, and then he just fit right in. He's sitting there playing beer pong, going crazy, whooping ass. So just saying, Radio Ron might be into the idea of if not a 1580 Fanatic, he'd probably be like, just keep it Daily Blender. He might be okay with it. I hesitate to ask, but, Keon, you ask him.
Why? Okay.
Not it.
Oh,
Randy, you were last. So now it's on you.
I know how to ask him. If you want to get something done, I know how to ask Radio Ron.
How's that?
All the more reason.
A little Johnny Walker Black. That'll take care of the whole situation.
Get a little bit grease them wheels, right? Fifth letter says, "Let me reword my question. Obviously, definitely a bad pickup. Cam Sim there.
It's not a bad pickup. He's a good football player, but is he going to be your number 1 option? Is he going to be challenging Devontae Adams anytime soon? No.
All right. No. So how does he size up with Adams, Renfro, and I guess they say he has a new corner, Jacoby Myers, but I don't think you're sizing up a wide receiver to that.
Yeah, I think well, Jacoby's the receiver, isn't he?
Oh, then why do you call him
Yeah.
a corner? He must have been okay. Whatever.
But yeah, no, I
He
think,
must be on a pub crawl team.
I don't think Cam Sims is better than those guys. So he's a depth addition more than anything.
All right, so hope that answers your horrible question, fifth letter. CK says, "What's a ZJ? If you have to ask, big fella, you can't afford it." That's a line, I guess, from Beer Fest. Yeah, don't shout out lines that mean nothing to us. I mean, maybe everybody else is laughing hysterically, but none of us have seen this. Fifth letter says, I already read that. King Kitten says, instead of yellow bell plants, would it be creepy or wrong to mount old, broken, and freaky dolls peering at the new neighbors? So King Kittens, let me tell you about my yellow bells. I actually bought a row of 8 yellow bells, put them in the ground a couple of years ago, hoping that they go up 12 feet as quick as possible so I didn't have to see the creepers that live behind me. The exact 2 bushes that I needed to go high enough have stopped at the fence line. They won't go any higher, and I can't figure out why. The next 3 over, boom, 12 feet in the air, covering up everything. So I can't understand why those plants are thriving, the other ones are not. I can't figure it out. You're better off going with, I guess it's something called an orange jubilee kind of thing. I don't know if that's what the plant is called. This my wife called it. And those things grow up pretty quick and they stay green. My yellow bells have lost their leaves. I look down the backyard line. Some other people had yellow bells and they still have their leaves. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on, but something ain't right. Something ain't right. So maybe skip the yellow bells and go with the orange. Is it orange Jubilee? I'll have to ask my wife what it is, what those are called. But I have thought about growing juniper plants into the shape of a middle finger. One big tall one and a couple of two on either side, and then maybe doing two middle fingers across the back of the fence.
I could see that. Yeah,
I'm allergic to junipers though. Those would have been perfect for this.
Yeah.
You can buy them already tall, and then you just buy them at the right sizes, and they'll always grow together. So it just kind of like basically this middle finger is just sort of rising over time lapse up the fence. And if they don't stay that way, I'll make sure they stay that way. There you go. Moving on. 888-368-1580. All right. So here's the thing. It's always an odd moment when we need to mark the passing of a legend, because we're a silly show saying silly things. And then we got to talk about somebody who's passed on. Well, that would be Willis Reed from the New York Knicks. He has passed away at the age of 80. And listen, 80 is a good mark. If you get to 80, finish line. Anything beyond that, finish line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
I'm
got
not
to
gonna
feel
complain.
pretty good about 80.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell us about Willis Reed. He won a couple of rings with the Knicks there. And, he went on and did things in front offices. He went on and he coached for a bit. And, he helped build the Nets up back in 1988. And he worked for them till the early 2000s. He's a guy who's been a part of the NBA and part of basketball for a very long time. So if anybody has any thing to say about Willis Reed and their take on it, I'd like to hear it.
I mean, yeah, I think Willis Reed is somebody who's got, you can't tell the story of the NBA without him. And I think that is
two finals MVPs, by the way.
2 finals MVPs. And I believe it was the finals in 1970, game 7. He played through a thigh muscle injury. And that's one of the more iconic things about him, because he was one of the first players in basketball that you would say, okay, that guy played through injury. He was hurt and he still went out there and put it on the line for his team. And that's what he's most known for as being a New York Knick. And that kind of idea that, the team is bigger than you as an individual. Willis Reed embodied that. And I think that's something that, I don't know that that's lost in today's NBA, but certainly more guys should be like him.
So word is he died on a pub crawl. And no, I'm just kidding.
If you're 80 and you die in a pub crawl, you're just living life and having fun.
Here's to you, man.
Also a good way to go. I don't know what he passed from, but 80 years old, life well lived. You know what I'm saying? Life well lived. Well done on that. 888-368-1580. Shaquille O'Neal. Don't worry, he ain't dead. He had hip surgery actually a couple days ago. And, he tweeted out a picture of him all sprawled across a custom-made hospital bed because they don't make them big enough for him.
Yeah.
And I guess they're like, oh, my God, what's wrong with Shaquille O'Neal? And he had hip surgery. So I guess he's needed this hip surgery for a while. And he's like, listen, as soon as I get this surgery, I'm going to get shredded. I'm going to be on a diet. I have an 8-pack. I'm like, well, no, you don't. Nobody has an 8-pack. Nobody, not even the people who are in the best of shape. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you have, additional abs. Do we have 8 abs? How many abs are you supposed to have?
It's a great question.
I'm asking people who have never seen any on themselves. So that's why everybody's just kind of like, I don't know. I think it's just 6. They call it a 6-pack for a reason. Nobody's got 8 abs unless a girl has like 6 abs and breasts. And I guess you could call that the 8th abs. I don't know. Keon's looking it up.
Apparently, you can.
You can have 8 abs,
but it's genetic. It's just either you've got it or you don't.
So it's like 6-pack plus a couple of like little chicken McNugget looking abs, like teeny little things, like kind of like how you have all these ribs and you got these little short ribs back here.
I don't know. It's what the Goog is telling me.
I know what you're thinking.
Just an extra band.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
I don't know.
Jeffrey, sounds like you know a lot about bodybuilding.
Is that what we're thinking, Jeffco? All right. You know a lot about bodybuilding. Okay.
I know it seems that way, but I don't. Nurse Scratch, it says, hey, good way to go at 80 right there. Hefty Lefty says, rest in peace to the great Willis Reed. He may have denied Elgin Baylor a great shot at the title in 1970. By the man is a legend, and it'll be missed by all of the NBA. There you go, Hefty. King Kenton says, some of the leaf drop was due to the frost a month ago. Well, why did it happen to mine and not the neighbors? And the neighbors have them like 15 feet tall, and they have all their leaves. I don't get it. Something's up. Somebody's poisoning my bushes because they want to keep creeping. That's what I think. I got to get cameras out there.
Well,
then my wife says I can't have cameras out there because she says then you become the creeper. I said no, not up where I can see their yards, like at my level, so I can see if somebody does something over the fence. I don't want to see over the fence.
Seems awfully odd that the two you want to have tall are not tall.
That's what I'm saying. And they happen to be the ones we wanted to be tall the most because those creepers over there. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is a fact. It's a damn fact. So anyway, Shaquille O'Neal had some hip surgery. I don't know when he'll be back on the TV. So, by the way, remember yesterday we were talking about, I'm going to start calling him clown ass Dylan Brooks. Now he's pissing people off again. He was messing with Steph Curry last night. He was getting everybody's face. And now it turns out he has a 1-game suspension after he was taunting some people on the Mavericks bench the other day. He was doing this thing, and it's like, well, that's a weird dance. Turns out he was trying to pretend to shake pom-poms. And he says, yeah, this dude was standing up on the bench, and he should have been sitting down. And so he's like, well, I just want to let everybody know that he's a cheerleader, so that's why he did that after he got a dunk. And, so they were like, okay, that's just silly. You can stop that now. So they're calling him the villain. I think he's just a clown ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that doesn't give you status of the guy like Bill Lambier. It doesn't give you status of the Worm. It just gives you status. You watch him, you don't get those feelings you did from those players. You get like, you're just kind of a dick.
Yeah, I was watching him the other night when they were playing Golden State, and he kept mouthing at Klay Thompson and mouthing at Klay Thompson. He doesn't have the game to back up the mouth work. He seems to me to be another Patrick Beverly. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the game, but yet he can run his mouth. He's one of those guys that'll push you in the back when you're not looking.
I don't even think it's fair to say that about Patrick Beverly, because Patrick Beverly could never had the offense like that. But there are matchups where Patrick Beverly will take your best player out of a game. He's just gone
because in their head.
He gets in their head, but he's also a legitimately good defender. He's getting older now, so it's not as great. But he at his peak, he legitimately could take your point guard and just neutralize him. Dylan Brooks is a really good defender too, but he's not that level. He's not even close to being the guy that you go, Dylan Brooks guarded Devin Booker and Devin Booker was gone. He wasn't an impact player in the game. Dylan Brooks can't do that. And he's been lit up by Klay Thompson. He's been lit up by a number of guys in this league that he mouths off to. At the end of that game, by the way, Klay Thompson was on the bench, and then Dylan Brooks looked over. Klay was giving him the 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that how many rings we have? Like, you don't instigate things with the Warriors when you're Dylan Brooks. And by the way, Dylan Brooks, this isn't new. Dylan Brooks has been flopping and being a general nuisance on the basketball court going all the way back to college. It's been a thing on Twitter that people just post his notorious flop when he was at Oregon. It's the worst flop I've ever seen. It might just be the most egregious flop in the history of flops. It's insane.
Is Grayson Allen still around?
He is still around. Yeah,
he's with the Bucks.
I would have thought he'd be the most annoying, villainous player, but it turns out it's Dylan Brooks.
Well, because Grayson Allen is smart, and so sometimes he just disappears. He doesn't mess with people for a few months, and then you forget, and then he pops back up because he's Grayson Allen and he can't help himself. Dylan Brooks never goes away. He's here forever.
So if you're asking, well, how do you get a 1-game suspension for just taunting? Well, you don't. What you get is a technical foul. And if it's your 18th technical foul of the season, that is what gets you the suspension. And if you get a technical foul so many times, 18, you think the coach maybe have something to say about it? Well, he doesn't, because they asked him about it. And they're like, hey, you think maybe you'll appeal it? And the coach is like, well, we'll see, but it might be hard to get this one back. This guy is, I can't defend this. So Dylan Brooks continues.
And that's a player's coach.
Annoy. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got your man of the day. We're going to head on into some NFL football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is presented by Harmon Solar, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Desert Diamond Arena. Don't miss a moment of the action, the upsets, the last-second buzzer beaters that make this tournament madness. The NCAA men's basketball tournament, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FREE for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FREE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FREE for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. Everyone loves
TV Dad. On the next TV Dad, presented by Progressive, TV Dad gets us through heartache.
Chin up, sport.
Oh, hey, TV Dad.
You know what heals all wounds?
Time?
No, it's remembering that drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
But Jen still doesn't want to be with me.
True. I actually saw her with your friend Brian earlier.
Wait, what?
To your TV Dad. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
The dictionary describes madness as frenzy, rage, intense excitement, or enthusiasm. We define it like this.
There's the pass to Laettner. Puts it up. To Jackson Drew for the win.
The madness is coming.
Comes out, dribble
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, the home for March Madness.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We're your home for all things March Madness. We got your Sweet 16 on Thursday and Friday starting at 3 p.m. All the games will be represented and still in sort of that red zone sort of style, but we will start things off on Thursday with Michigan State at Kansas State, or versus, whatever, it's a tournament. Keon, I know we're going to do the Keon Rose college basketball dance party tomorrow, but real quick on the Michigan State versus Kansas State, because that is Radio Ron, the owner of the radio station's team. I just want to know, should I sort of steer clear of the station on Friday, or do you think I'll be okay to go in on Friday? Because Michigan State ranked 7th, Kansas State is 3rd. Should I stay home Friday?
No, I don't think you should stay home Friday. I think it's a combination of a couple of things. Tom Izzo teams are always great tournament teams, and Michigan State was a little bit underseeded at 7. I mean, that's not really indicative of how good they have been. So no, I mean, this is going to be a really good game. I can't guarantee you Michigan State's going to win, but I can guarantee you Michigan State will be competitive.
I probably should stay home. I'll just make that call Friday morning, maybe. I don't know. 888-368-1580. Cardinal Art says that you're talking about Grayson Allen. He's got a ring. That's something Dylan on Floppa Brooks, won't get a sniff of. He's more annoying than Patrick Beverly. Pour me a stiff one, Randy. Your finest whiskey, please. And maybe a weather forecast. It's getting cloudy. Yeah, where's that rain? Did it rain yet? I haven't looked outside.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randino Whitino coming at you live and direct. Currently, cloudy skies out there. There's been rain in parts of the valley all afternoon. I can tell you in the West Valley, we did get about an inch of rain, maybe less. Been raining like this morning. It was raining when I got up this morning. It was raining.
I looked out the window
this afternoon.
I can't see anything. We got security screens, so I don't know if it's raining.
It looks like the weather is heading east and north and east. Flagstaff under a snow advisory right now. There's some flood advisories in effect. Currently under a mostly cloudy sky, 65 degrees wherever you're at. From the 1580 The Fanatic mobile weather command station. This is Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff. Go.
Thanks, Randy. I am texting my wife downstairs to see if we got rain. I tried to look out the window. I had to walk away over there to the window.
Didn't seem like it was going your neck of the woods. It's going up north, Cave Creek, Cave Creek, and on up through Payson and all of that area.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. I like the cloudy weather because I'm still aware of what's coming next.
Yeah, 112 very quickly.
My wife thinks it's going to be a cooler summer than normal. You know what I'm saying? Well, careful.
She'll beat my ass.
She'll beat your ass. But I'm like, I don't know why you would think that. And but the weather is so weird now. You couldn't even predict it. You might have been right about that in the past, but you can't follow any sort of analysis.
No,
you have to be reactive. You can't plan ahead on nothing.
More rain predicted for tomorrow. 64 for the high tomorrow. 68 Thursday. Sunshine and 71 Friday. Sunny and 70 on Saturday. Then it was 66 on Sunday. Oh my God! By next Tuesday, 79. Then it's 76. I mean, it's all over the place right now. It's springtime in Arizona.
My wife has informed me that yes, we did get some rain here. So there has been rain in the East Valley. Well, whatever the case, I know you're thinking to yourself, a little rain, who cares? Somebody cares, and they're going to slam on the brakes. So be extra careful, even if it just looks like it might sprinkle a little bit.
Absolutely.
People are idiots out there.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for your man of the day. This is a good man of the day right here. All right, so let me help you out here. This old guy in Ohio, he had his knee replaced last month, and he's going to be in a wheelchair for a while. So his daughter wanted to hire somebody to build a small ramp up to his door, make it easier for him in the recovery.
Sure. Yeah.
But every time she called somebody, they were either booked up or they were too expensive. And so, that made it hard, and she was kind of worried about it. But one contractor stepped up, though. He took the job, and he did it in one weekend, and he did it for free.
Wow.
His name is Terry Tajones, and despite having a wait list that's a month long already of work to do, he dropped everything, went over there, and he built that ramp lickety-split.
Good for
and
him.
The reason is his fiance has been battling cancer, but she's been doing well. He just wanted to look for ways to give back to the community because he just kind of felt that goodwill, kind of a pay it forward kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
Terry Tajones is your man of the day. Because let me tell you, if you've ever tried to even hire somebody with money to get somebody to do something, sometimes it's almost impossible.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
You're right. I had a small hole in the back of my house where we had a leak, and we had to get through the outer what do you call that, the stuff, the concrete stuff. What is it? Anyway, we had to make a hole in outer part of my house. No, the walls, the stucco.
Drywall?
Stucco. We had to the stucco. Get in there where the leak was, fix it, and I had a little patch job going on there. Yeah, it took me about 3 months to get somebody to come out and fix a little patch hole with the stucco and everything. So I know exactly.
So, yeah, when you have it right now, like what, 4.5 million people in this metro area.
Yeah.
You think there'd be so many people out there? It'd be easy to get somebody to do something, not harder.
I'm trying to get somebody to hang. I've been trying this for over a year now, to hang a fan on my patio. Just hang a fan. You got to run some electricity to it.
Yeah.
But
Find the stud,
right.
hang the thing.
Well, that's what I can't do that. You know what I deal with. But it's just somebody to come out, run the electricity to it, and just hang the damn fan. I already have the fan and everything. Nobody wants to do it.
Wow.
Or if they do want to do it, they want to charge you an arm and a leg just to come out and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think with more people it'd be easier, but it just seems to get harder and harder. Speaking of metros and cities, your city of the day, Saskatchewan, Canada. That is there's a province. Okay, what do they call them? It's not states, it's provinces in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Well, Saskatchewan is a province, but the capital of that is Regina. And the tourism board is catching some heat because they say a new ad campaign, show us your Regina. And then another one was Regina, the city that rhymes with fun.
Ooh.
So they're steering the ship into what you just thought when I said Regina. You immediately thought vagina. Of course, they also changed the name of the group. Used to be Tourism Regina. Now it's Experience Regina.
Very nice.
So a lot of proud Regina residents, they don't find the rebrand very funny, and they don't want their city represented that way.
Yeah.
So they've protested, and that has been canceled. They're not doing that anymore. So it's no longer show us your Regina.
That's too bad.
Ooh.
And but the guy who made this, he was very proud of his campaign, but he ended up apologizing. Tim Reed, not Tim Reed from Venus Flytrap from WKRP.
Very nice.
Canadian Tim Reed.
Yeah.
So anyway, he told a reporter the board was trying to own the joke, but obviously went too far with it. So I think he's going to get fired. But some other city should do the same kind of thing. Intercourse, Pennsylvania should get on board with an ad campaign. Climax, North Carolina. Booty, Illinois. These are all real places.
Wow, wow.
I think Tim Reed should be mayor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was thinking exactly.
Well, if Tim Reed is freelance,
if he's freelance,
Very nice.
reach out to him.
I go from talking about hard to find contractors to the city of Regina, and Hefty Lefty says, speaking of getting harder and harder. 888-368-1580. All right, so this brings us to the point in Man Talk where I have been asked to consider a man card violation.
Oh, no.
Now, as you know, I am the Southwest Regional Man Card Commissioner. I went to the Sheer Dam Manalist Institute. I have a doctorate in manology.
Yes.
And I am the Southwest Commissioner. I also have authored the Manstitution of the United States forward by Randy White.
Thank you.
And we've set the rules, and that can always be a living, breathing document. I can add things to it. I can take things out of it. But yeah, I just always get uncomfortable when the person I need to consider the man card violation about is twice as big as me.
Okay.
Somebody asked me, JJ Watt going to that Taylor Swift concert and raving about it. Is that a man card violation? So I'm automatically uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can see why.
I have to make a determination if a giant of a man who could probably pop my head in his one meaty fist.
Yeah, it could probably just index finger and thumb.
Should get a man card violation. That will not stop me from issuing one.
Well, you are the commissioner.
So here's what happened. JJ Watt goes to the Taylor Swift concert. And by the way, I've never been more angry or just sort of disgusted by a city than Glendale. First off, you can't figure out how to keep the Coyotes around it. You thank God Tempe could. And then you change the name of this place to Swifty, or what is it? Swiftville? What do they call it?
I don't
Swiftness?
know. I have no idea.
Swift City? Something like that.
I don't follow that closely.
Well, she did her stupid concert out there. And okay, but that's not what this is about. This is about JJ Watt going to this concert and raving about it.
All right.
So here's what you all need to understand. He did go at wife point. Yeah, I think this was largely an outing that was something he did for his wife. Now, I have had to have this fight with Choro on Twitter where I mentioned something about the Oscars, and he's like, oh, man card violation for watching the Oscars. I'm like, dude, I was watching for my wife. I wouldn't have turned it on otherwise. And there's some things you do. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. I mean, if you just like movies, you might watch the Oscars. What?
There is a limit to the at wife point thing. You know what I'm saying? But watching something on TV, no big deal. So all right. So and again, this is not me calling into question JJ Watt. Somebody asked me to make this determination. So JJ Watt goes on, he starts talking. He's like, wow, it's Taylor Swift. You can really tell when somebody does something at the top of their game. 44 songs, 3 hours, 15 minutes, nonstop, no intermission, no break. He's just going on about her stamina and much respect for her on that. And he says, when your fans pay for a ticket, they are getting their money's worth and then some. And he was just like, that was pretty amazing. He's like, I needed to sit down. I needed a break before she did.
Yeah. Well,
and he says she crushed it. So he was like, yeah. And he's like, I even bought some merchandise, and he held up this Swifty Life, like a sweatshirt or whatever it was.
Oh, for him though.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, for himself.
Okay.
It was big.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
So here's the deal. First off, if it mattered, it was at wife point initially. But if he leaned into it and enjoyed it, there is no man card violation. I am a fan of some singers like Regina Spektor, Ingrid Michaelson. I've heard their songs. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. There's nothing wrong with liking a female singer. There's nothing wrong with going to a concert and going, yeah, this is pretty good. You think JJ Watt was the one who said, what we got to do? We got to go to the Taylor Swift concert. Because I think Taylor Swift, and I think teenage girls, that's for them. That's not for me.
Yeah.
That's for them.
Yeah.
But if he found a way to enjoy it, and then he got home and is like, man, I just really was blown away by the performance, by all that stuff, right? There is no man card violation here. None. I just can't. It's not a good look. We've had that conversation before. It's not a very manly look to be like, I'm a Swiftie. But
But there's a difference between liking the concert, liking the artist even, being a big fan of the artist, and being a Swiftie. If you're a Swiftie, that all you do is track whatever it is that Taylor Swift is doing. You've gone beyond just being a fan into being basically a Taylor Swift super fan. And that's just, odd to me, but
It's an odd look, but it is not a violation. That is my official determination. JJ Watt's man card is safe and sound on this. If suddenly he's starting a book club about this, or I don't know what people do. I don't know what girls do. If he starts a chat, or he gets on one of the Facebook things and starts canceling people who are anti Taylor Swift or something. You know what I'm saying? Teenage girl stuff. Then we have something to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with
but
you.
Outside of that, no, it's No harm, no foul. You're allowed to like female singers.
So
That's it.
not a problem. It originally went at Wife Point. He is impressed by her stamina and her show.
Now, there is another possibility we have to understand and think it could be. And for this, we need to support our brother. Here's what it could be. He goes to the concert at Wife Point, and his wife is like, "Did you like the concert, honey?" "Oh, yeah, I liked it." "No, I think you're just saying that." "No, I seriously like." "No, you're just saying that. And the only reason you went because you just were worried I'd be mad." "No, I'm serious. I'll prove it. Here. I'll do an Instagram." Click. "Wow, I really loved that Taylor Swift. Boy, did she have stamina. Oh my God, she had stamina. Oh man, she sang for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Wife in background. "It was a 45-minute concert." Felt like forever. Anyway, if that was, that's possible. That he just made that just to prove to her, no, I told you I enjoyed myself. Those sorts of fights happen when you're married. So I don't know what the reason is. I don't know what the situation was, but no matter what, it was not a man card violation. A lot of people have a lot to say about that, and we'll cover it when we come back. And we've got a bunch of football to talk about, real football. Okay, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's been tough talking to my doctor about constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. I finally laid all my symptoms out there and how they keep coming back. She said I may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. We agreed it's time to try something different.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Visit a doctor in person or online. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by Appy and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Everyone loves TV Dad.
On the next TV Dad, presented by Progressive, TV Dad gets us through heartache. Sport.
Oh, hey, TV Dad.
You know what heals all wounds?
Time?
No, it's remembering that drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
But Jen still doesn't want to be with me.
True. I actually saw her with your friend Brian earlier.
Wait, what?
Listen to your TV Dad. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and of course we've just cleared JJ Watt of any man card violations for enjoying the Taylor Swift concert that he went to at Wife Point. Listen, you do what you got to do. That's all I'm going to say. You do what you got to do. 888-368-1580. Scratch me because says Randy wants to hang a fan over his patio. I'm a bit worried for the fans of this show. Who's going to be, Andy? Which fan?
No, not a like a radio fan. No.
My real name isn't Booger Wolf. Call my mom. Call my mom and have her come pick me up.
Randy just kicks the chair.
I wouldn't do anything as hideous as that.
Sean in Phoenix says it is not a violation because Taylor Swift is hot. All right, that's interesting. Sean in Phoenix, we know who you are because we've got your texter nickname up there already. But that's I don't think that would matter too much, whether it was a violation or not. But it's worth noting. I'll give you that, Sean. I don't like Taylor Swift for one reason. Okay, let me just be honest. If you have a Taylor Swift song on in the background, I wouldn't even know it. So I don't care. But what I don't like is when I've seen her show up in movies, she's a horrific actress. She is so bad. I can't remember what movie it was, but I was forced to go see some stupid rom-com movie with clown ass Ashton Kutcher or something. And then Bernie Mac, I think was it. I don't remember what this was, but so she shows up in this movie and she is so bad. And I was just like, And then my wife, she's like, hey, let's watch this Amsterdam movie I've been wanting to watch, which by the way, that's a pretty good movie. And it's a trip. It is a very trippy movie, but it actually was pretty damn good. But she's in it. And I enjoyed how it ended for her, but she still hasn't seemed to have taken an acting class. So that's my whole thing where I'm like, Taylor Swift. As far as the music goes, I don't know. Is she good? Is she talented? Is she got a great voice? Is she the voice of a generation outside of teenage girls?
I don't know that much. I don't know that much about her music. I don't know, but her voice seems, my opinion, her voice seems a bit grating for me. You know,
well, what songs does she do?
I don't
know any.
I don't know what the titles of the songs are. Something about
did she do a version of "Son of a Bitch"? No. Give me a drink.
No,
she didn't do that.
Taylor Swift is definitely not belting.
No, she did one that was something about
that. I did it. All right.
We'll never get together ever, forever, never, ever, sever.
Oh, she does that song?
Yeah, something like that.
She got a song called "Bad Blood."
Can I just say, if some girls started doing that, like we will never, ever, ever get to, I would have already hung up the phone. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be hanging around very long to hear the rest of that sentence.
I mean, for her to be is sort of, I think she's reached enigma status at this point with the teen population around the world. Because it just seems like everybody knows Taylor Swift. All of her shows are amazing and sold out, and
good for her.
And she never seems to be losing. The battle. It's always these super arena concert series.
Well,
but
she got that to focus on, and stay out of my damn movies, please. Yeah. That's all I'm asking.
When you make money, you start earning more money.
I guess. Mr. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, as head of the Man Card Association, is there any truth to the fact that most mannequins are modeled after you? Well, not the female ones. Nurse Scratchit says, she goes at wife point. Yeah. That is a Jeffrey O'Brien original, by the way. Kiss the Cook says, your next vacation. Oh, he's trying. Remember, we just moments ago talked about how Regina had some slogans. He says, your next vacation, you'll love the smell of Regina in the spring. Regina, we're waiting for you to come. Visit.
Wow.
It's not bad, Kiss the Cook. You should call that guy.
Yeah.
Morticious Man says, T Swift is banging. I'm sure she's banging someone.
Excuse me? What the hell does that mean?
Is that a young people phrase? She's banging, like she's banging hot?
No, just means she's good. She makes good music.
She's off the chain.
And he says, plus all the other Regina there. What? Mr. Pringle says, curious how Keon knows what a Swiftie is.
Yeah, I've been on the internet.
He's probably come across some Swifties and run afoul of them.
Yeah, no, look, there are some pop stars in this world that if you should say something about them, be critical in any way, the fans will descend upon you like vultures. They'll come, then one of them's here to take your liver, the other one's here to take your kidney. All I'm saying is the Swifties Say something about the Swifties, and you might end up with a Twitter mentions that just you just makes Twitter unusable for you.
Twitter's not a real place, but do we need to be
okay?
worried?
But those people are real people, and they did fill my inbox. So
now that I said she can't act, and I don't want her in my movies,
I don't think they're listening to the radio, so I think you'll be okay.
Oh, you never know. There could be a spy.
It could be, but look, the Swifties, don't mess with them. The Bayhive, okay, the fans of Beyonce.
The hell is the Bayhive? What does that mean?
They're Beyonce's fans.
She's Queen Bee, right? Is that what that means?
Basically, okay. And so don't mess with them. And I don't know what you call the Adele fans, but they're not nice.
Depressed. Makes me want to drive in oncoming traffic.
There's been another run on the Haagen-Dazs.
I don't know what the fans are called there, but just be careful with some of your music opinions on Twitter, or don't, but they'll find you. They'll find you. I promise.
So now I kind of want to find them.
Jeffrey's not afraid of this type of thing.
It's not like
I was JJ Watt a little.
Well, yeah,
I'm a little afraid
JJ might actually do something. But no, I just think that as far as the fans descending on you, it's funny, but it's also like, wow, I can't use Twitter today because I had 60 new tweets in my direction about somebody.
Well, Keon, I need you to Google something because Swave Dave wants you to Google something. He says, Jeffrey, I think I recall that Taylor Swift is from Arizona. Cleon, please check that fact for me, he says. Well, from around these parts or what? I never heard that. Of course, I don't care.
If she was from anywhere, she'd be from Paradise Valley or Scottsdale, Cave Creek, somewhere like that.
Elzar of the Mountain says, the wife saw the Foo Fighters and Sabbath with me, so I saw Carrie Underwear with her. Turned out to be a great show. Really? Wow, Foo Fighters. Yes. Oh man, good for you. Good for you on that one, Elzar. Getting her to go to that.
The Goog says that she's from West Reading, Pennsylvania.
That's like Arizona, right?
Only just depressed.
Only depressed and colder and
north. A lot greener.
Where's that whole thing come from?
4 seasons.
I was wondering why she did start her tour here. I thought that was weird. I don't know.
Oh, this time of year, it's the perfect time to be here. Kidding me?
Start here and then go.
Have you ever noticed they do all the concerts like this time of year or in November?
Oh, yeah, you got to do it now. That's probably why they didn't want to come through here in July. Halfy Lefty says Taylor Swift was decent in her acting debut as a 10-year-old girl on the original CSI. Granted, she just had to look sort of traumatized. She's been around since she's 10. Was she one of those Disney girls or something? Where did she come from? Okay, I don't want to talk about Taylor Swift anymore. I withdraw the question. I'd very much like to move on. What am I doing over here? I don't even know her music. CK says, Randy, have Izzy give you Riley Torgenson's phone number. He'll get that fan up for you. No problem.
Who? Oh, Izzy. Izzy.
I thought you were saying who about Torgenson.
No, it took me a second to register there for a second.
Boy, that is if you listen to the main event and then also listen to the blender, that is the only way that reference is going to mean anything to you.
Who's Riley Torgenson?
He is in charge of the lawn care and services that sponsor that show.
I don't think he's going to put up a ceiling fan if he's.
Wait, they have a lawn care service that sponsors that show
is
as well?
Is he going to stick a lawnmower up to a rafter and that's the fan? I mean, I don't know how that works.
Well,
I'm confused.
He's more of a handyman type.
Handyman.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned something about handymen. Having hired more than a couple, they don't like to be called handymen.
No.
Okay.
True story. I don't know what they want to be called, but
it seems like a compliment to me. If someone says
persnickety about it
to a normal person, you strike me as a handyman. You could use tools
handy capable
and fix things. Well, that is implied by being a handyman. Yes.
You judge. Baker Skocky Hen says, I hear the fish in Regina is pretty stanky. Big George says, hey, now Taylor Swift and Adele are just fine. If you want to talk about bad music, how about Harry Styles and that Bad Bunny? I don't want to talk about these guys.
I wasn't saying there's anything wrong with any of those people, just that they're fans. Should you say something they don't like, we'll find you.
Boogie says, I like Swift. He's a good running back, but he gets injured too much. It might be a different Swift.
Might be.
Yeah.
Scratch me because yes,
I was just gonna. Someone this weekend told me that Bad Bunny made some sort of a song throwing shade at Devin.
That was me yesterday. I told you that,
Was that you
yesterday on the
yesterday?
show.
Yeah.
How drunk were you by the end of yesterday's show?
Told you I was
just blacked out on me.
Sorry.
He's like, hey, guy, Jeffrey, you got to hear what I heard. I'm the guy who told you that.
That's happened more than once in
To
our
be
relationship.
fair, we have not been, on air for a while. All your conversations.
I feel like we're not on air now. I just
We're not talking anything relevant, just Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
gone
point.
on way too long.
And
Scratch
Regina somewhere in Canada.
Oh, I could talk all day about Regina. Scratch Me Because says, based on Jeffrey's response, I think Booger Wolf needs a restraining order against Randy. Big George, please contact Booger Wolf immediately. George is our lawyer. He's not going to help Booger Wolf. Hefty Lefty says, no, I know that because my wife also went to Xavier. Yeah, Emma Stone is the one he's thinking. Yeah, Emma Stone went to Xavier.
Who?
I don't know who.
Yeah,
Emma Stone. Was she on Harry Potter?
No,
she's
no, that was Emma Watson in Harry Potter. No, Emma Stone is I'm blanking on stuff she was in, but
that's girl stuff. I don't know.
But no, Emma Stone's cool. She's good.
Crackalacken says, handy man. How about handy person, please, and thank you.
Crackalacken.
Nurse Scratch says, where's this football talk you promised?
Yeah.
It's right here, but
Trying.
I'm desperately trying to get there.
Have you heard of the fourth dimension?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Fighting Wampa says, factoid of the day, most handymen are single. That's why they don't like to be called handyman.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I think he's right. Is that game on right now? I guess it is. Trey Turner does it again. USA is up 1-0 in the championship against Japan, according to Fish Tank.
Nice.
And Baker's Cocky Hens is like, football schmuttball. Emma Stone is hot.
Who is Emma Stone?
Also true.
Still don't know. I have no real idea. I don't know that. I don't really want anybody to answer the question. We'll say this. Baby Got Dak has sent me a picture of the statue that she talks about. And it's basically, it looks like a lizard in a tutu with a sombrero. If somebody put that in my front yard, I wouldn't even be mad about it. I think that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Hefty Lefty says, football talk in March is mostly tabloid rumors anyway. That's not true. I don't have rumors. I got pages and pages of facts.
Free agency. It's all just tabloids.
No, I'm talking about what actually has happened.
Speculative.
Not this thing with Aaron Rodgers. This thing with this guy.
We'll save that for the four-letter network.
Yeah, let these other guys do that. We talk about facts and stuff. Maybe what could be for my Colts. Well, I got a little bit of that. Blissful Hay says, I bet Jeffrey is a Swiftie. You'd lose the bet, Blissful Hayes. Fish Tank says Emma Stone was in Superbad, Easy A, La La Land, which she won Best Actress for. See, I still.
I don't know.
You could show me a picture of her. I wouldn't know that she was Emma Stone. I am sorry. Big George says, man, I bet Keon is missing Trey Turner on his Washington Nationals team right about now. Those were the days, Keon, weren't they?
Yeah. And then he became a Dodger and made me throw up because he's wearing Dodger blue. And then he now he's a Philly, which is worse.
Yeah.
Objectively. And
plenty worse.
I was going to get to see him multiple times a year.
Keon, he could always be worse. You were upset that he was a Dodger, and now it got worse because now he's a Philly.
Yeah, he's back in the division. He's on the wrong team. Also, Max Scherzer, same career arc.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm sad now.
All right, so the text line has started to steer towards football, except for Kiss the Cook, but that was expected. So when we come back, the next hour is nothing but the NFL. I hope. I think. I don't know. No, I don't know who Amanda Bynes is, but I heard she was out wandering around naked. I heard that. But again, I don't know. What was she in? She's like a 90s actress or something?
Yeah, she was on like Nickelodeon stuff.
Yeah.
I really liked her growing up.
I'm old enough to have not watched Nickelodeon, so I don't know. Anyways, football is what I'm trying to say.
Football.
So come on back, everybody. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading Bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale is on with limited quantity deals on top tech. Save on select PCs powered by the latest 12th gen Intel Core processors like thin and light XPS 13 laptops, Inspiron laptops, and 2-in-1s. Plus, get savings on select accessories, free shipping, and monthly payment options with Dell Preferred Account. Save today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Weekends now through April 2nd.
Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments, non-stop feasting, and more. The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 2nd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Time for some smart saving. Put money aside, not your child's future education.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. The sooner you start an AZ 529 education savings plan, the more money you'll have when your little one graduates high school. Invest just $15 a month and you could have thousands of dollars saved for their education needs. Go to az529.gov so when it's time to achieve their dreams, they can.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and the Fourth Dimension is acting like this is a Friday right now on the text line, which I'm fine with. I don't care. But I do have bad news to report. According to Fish Tank and verified by my own eyeballs, Japan just went yard, and it's all tied up 1-1 in the World Baseball Classic Championship. So, you know, yeah, man, it happens, and there's 0 outs, and now there's a guy with a full count. Well, I'm not going to watch that. Somebody else can tell me about it later. We got bigger fish to fry right now. I want to talk some football, and I've been trying to talk football. And according to Mr. Pringle, the Cardinals have signed Dennis Daly from the Titans. I don't have that on my dance card. I checked 2 different sources, but if that is the case, then thank you for the update on that, Mr. Pringle. But I can tell you, the Cardinals have made agreements with L.J. Collier, I don't know how, and Antonio Hamilton, senior, not junior. And so now you got a defensive lineman in Collier, and you got a cornerback with Hamilton. And they also got exclusive rights for Jonathan Ledbetter, a defensive lineman. So they're taking care of some business there. Also, they've agreed to terms with Zach Pascal. He's a wide receiver. Didn't he used to be a Colt? That sounds like one of my old guys.
Yeah, he was a Colt.
Son of a bitch. And then you guys, big news, because he's just the mirror image of your quarterback, David Blau.
Yeah, David Blau. Yeah.
Blau.
I'm super boy, am I super pumped about that.
So DeAndre Hopkins, what's up with that, Randy?
I think they're obviously they're going to move on from DeAndre Hopkins. They've already told him, they've had a conversation with him. They're trying to make a respectful move. They're trying to get what they can back to help this team and also put him on a team that, could be a relevant team come playoff time. Let's face it, DeAndre's not getting any younger. So I'm sure he wants the opportunity to play for a championship. And let's face it, the Cardinals are not going to play for a championship, at least in the near future. I mean, we might be a little better than we were last year, I hope. Dear God, that was miserable last year. I mean, we might have an actual offense and defense, I hope. I hope this is not another nightmare, but I've got to believe, right? I got to stay positive. But yeah, they signed David Blau. The thing that was interesting to me is they haven't been making any crazy Hollywood spotlight moves. They brought in some guys that Gannon is familiar with. They brought in that Kazir White. Is that his name? Kazir White, the linebacker from he was with Philadelphia, that brought him in, which I think is going to be great because he can work with Isaiah Simmons and also what's the other kid they got, the linebacker from Tulsa. So I think that's an upgrade. They're changing their defensive scheme. Instead of going 3-4, they're going to 4-3. Or is it 3-4? Anyway, they're reversing what they were doing on defense.
Well, I don't know. This Antonio Hamilton, that guy's a little long in the tooth for a cornerback.
Well, yeah, and again, how they got rid of Byron Murphy? How did they let him go? I've read a few things online and on the internets about they tried to lowball him. I mean, how do you let a guy like that get away? I don't understand.
Well, this is also probably not true as far as the rumors go. You know how I was saying earlier, I want to deal in facts.
Yeah.
Donnie wants to deal in fantasy. He says the Vikings are making a move for Lamar Jackson. Oh, you better watch out. Yeah. You're the same guy who's trying to convince us that Kirk Cousins is one of the true living gods on earth and can walk on water. And now you're trying to be excited that you guys might be going for Lamar Jackson.
You spent the last 2 calendar years trying to tell everyone who would listen, which was exactly no people, that Kirk Cousins was a good quarterback. And now you're trying to replace him at the first sign. What is happening, Donnie? What is happening?
I'll tell you what's not happening. There's no news out there that I have seen anywhere that connects the Lamar Jackson to the Vikings. Stunningly, and I hope it doesn't happen, I have seen reports that match up Lamar Jackson to my Colts as a possibility, at least in this term, that they say they haven't ruled out making a run at him. Now, that doesn't mean they have or are, doesn't mean they will. It doesn't mean that that's even true. But, I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Lamar Jackson. I like Lamar Jackson, but I don't know if that's the kind of style of quarterback I personally want there. A running quarterback, When's the last running quarterback? I'm not talking about Patrick Mahomes scrambling and surviving. I'm talking about a running quarterback that won the Super Bowl, that won a Super Bowl. We've had some get to a Super Bowl, but when's the last time one won a Super Bowl? Who would that be? Steve Young. You're correct. I don't know. I mean,
he's one of them, but it's hard to say because the lines are so blurred now.
Well, Cam Newton, did he win a Super Bowl? No,
he went to one. And then ran up against one of the greatest defenses of all time. So I don't even know if that's, but yeah.
Last year, he didn't go to the Philadelphia. Oh my God,
Jalen Hurts, obviously
running quarterback, he didn't win.
Yeah, but
so
again, not him.
Who's won? Who's won as a running quarterback?
I don't know. To me, if you get there, then that's all I need to know. because when I look at the guys who got there and lost, they either ran into one of the all-time great defenses, Cam Newton, or their defense, which was a great defense, let them down that day. There was nothing that you could say that Jalen Hurts needed to do more of in that game. He's the only reason they even came close to winning it.
So I want a Patrick Mahomes. I don't want a Lamar Jackson as much.
So two things. I looked up Lamar to the Vikings.
You find anything?
Sports Illustrated is in on it.
Oh, they're so busy looking at girls in bikinis. They don't know nothing. Who else?
CBS Sports is
CBS
also,
Sports. What a bunch of Oh, really?
Yeah.
CBS Sports. Okay.
Bleacher Report is in on it.
All right. So what is the word? What are they saying?
They're calling the Vikings a wild card for Lamar Jackson.
Are they mentioning the Colts?
Let me do some more
I've
here.
seen stuff from other places, other networks that say that when asked, the Colts are like, well, we're not ruling that out as an idea. Because, Jim Irsay, he doesn't seem to give a damn. He's a maverick of an NFL owner. He went out and talked openly about how Dan Snyder is a dirtbag and nobody else was doing it. Well, that means that man's on shrooms and he don't care what you think. So he could look at Lamar Jackson and say,
Pro Football Talk says Colts haven't ruled out a run at Lamar Jackson. That was 10 hours ago.
And that was based on something somebody from ESPN said. So I guess you got to take that with a grain of salt.
Well, ESPN, why the Ravens, Lamar Jackson makes sense for the Colts. And again, Sports Illustrated, Colts still showing interest in Lamar. The SI also reported it 7 hours ago, Lamar Jackson moving on with offer sheet from Colts. So
moving on with one or without one?
Colts mulling Lamar Jackson offer sheet is what it says here in the headline. So
should I want Lamar Jackson? Does that fit the Colts? Sort of thought process.
Look at your coach now.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's the guy that was coaching Jalen Hurts. I can't think of anybody you would want to have more of in a system like that with a coach like that who's going to want somebody mobile. I mean, that's the reason why the Anthony Richardson thing makes a lot of sense to the Colts too, is because he's a running quarterback too. If you don't want Lamar because he's a running quarterback, like that's what you're getting in Anthony Richardson. Because
there's a difference on Anthony Richardson a little bit because as much as Lamar is a pretty decent quarterback and a great runner, Anthony Richardson, from what you've told me, has potential to be great at both. And that's why I still look at Anthony Richardson as somebody like, okay, now that could be really something.
It is, but when you look at what Lamar can do right now, Lamar is a solid passer of the football right now. Anthony Richardson completed 54% of his passes at Florida. So there's no guarantee that he becomes the passer that you hope he would be. The arm talent is there, but he's still got to figure it out and put it all together. And that's just not a guarantee at all. Lamar is kind of more of the sure thing in that regard.
Well, Donnie, don't get too excited. And Jeffrey, don't get too excited because the Ravens, they could just jump up and match any offer. So you may think you got something going, and then Ravens will say, okay, no, you don't. And it's done. They'll take care of business. By the way, let's say he goes to the Vikings and they give him an offer sheet, Keon, and then he goes back to the Ravens. The Ravens say, we'll match that. Can Lamar still get a higher offer from another team? Or is it done then? Is it done?
Well, until the contract is signed, yeah.
He can shop around.
He can take as many offers as he wants.
But at some point,
your best offer sheet, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah. At some point, it's going to peak, obviously, and then he's going to have to make his decision then.
I wouldn't be mad. But I doubt that the Colts are going to get Lamar Jackson, and I really doubt the Vikings are working that hard to get Lamar Jackson. Okay, Donnie. 888-368-1580 against the spread says, hey, if you guys hold on my whole damn screen. Okay, if you guys want, I can set the odds for all those games at your pub crawl. We can also offer prop bets like first one to get. Oh, I read that earlier. Oh, sorry. The time stamps on this are all still weirded out because our text thing thinks it's later than it is. I got to do something about that. Here's what he really said. He said, speaking of football, did you guys hear about Jimmy G in Vegas? He was offered free sex for life from 2 prostitutes in Nevada. My advice is tread lightly, Jimmy G, or you're going to end up like Magic, but without the magic medicine. Because one of the girls is named Casket, the other one's named Hurst. You better double bag that one up, Jimmy G. First off, can I just remind everybody something? Because my wife made a comment about that. Hey, hookers. And I said, please, he dates porn stars, not prostitutes. Prostitutes have money for sex. Yeah. Okay. No, I got you.
Yeah. That kind of fell apart on you.
But not with you, the porn stars. Just
once on camera for somebody else.
Yeah, Vegas is a bad place for Jimmy G. Well, that's his life.
He chose it.
Halfy Lefty says Irsay is too busy spending money on more important positions like kicker. Did we get a kicker? Oh, I'm very excited. Scratch Me Cuz says, based on Jeffrey's response, I think it would be okay for Randy to hang a Seahawks fan in his patio. How about Ralph, Randy? You know, the problem is,
I love the fourth dimension. I really do, but they've missed the point here. I'm talking about an air producing, air moving fan.
Yeah,
not an actual human being that is a fan of this radio program.
If you hang in a harness and not by the neck, more of a chance that they'll actually sit there and fan.
Now, why?
But if you hang them by the neck, there's only going to be so much air movement before it stops.
Legs flopping around,
right.
All that spittle and stuff coming out of their mouth.
You're not going to feel a cooling sensation from that.
No.
So plus, most of the fans of this show are full of hot air anyway. That's not going to be very refreshing in a Phoenix summer.
Wow, Keon. Wow, did you guys hear that? Wow, Jeffrey, did you hear what he said about the fourth dimension? Did you hear what he said?
That's pretty rough.
Also the people on this show.
Wow, Keon, you're not going to escape that easy.
No, I'm not planning to escape. Everyone involved in the process of the making of the Daily Blender is full of hot air.
Oh my God! Did you hear that, Jeffrey? What he said about you?
All parties.
Did you hear?
I feel triggered.
What do you say?
I feel personally assaulted.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's a little warm.
Okay,
I don't think I'd call it hot.
Well,
how about you, Randy?
No, my breath is minty fresh.
I didn't say it wasn't fresh.
Mine smells like M&Ms. I've been eating lots of M&Ms here.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder why I can't lose weight.
I wonder why he said that about us.
I don't know. Probably because I have to eat my feelings because Keon just said nasty things about it.
I also included myself. I don't understand how that.
Didn't hear that.
Yeah. How's all parties involved in the making of the show? Am I not a party involved in the making of the show?
Well, we'll see. Let's see.
I am right now.
For Donnie, the Vikings have cut Thomas Hennigan. I'm sorry for your loss. It's got to be hard. Is it the guy with the hair? In case you don't know who he is.
Thomas Hennigan?
Yeah, Thomas Hennigan, the guy with all the hair, the long hair. Yeah.
No, not ringing the bell.
They've said goodbye to him. So Donnie, take all the time you need.
Yeah.
All right, where were we? All right, the Cardinals. There's one more thing about the Cardinals I haven't had a chance to tell you about. And this probably has something to do. Remember we were talking about the NFLPA and they ranked all the stadiums and the facilities.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
The Cardinals just got very bad marks.
Well,
that prompted,
not unsurprisingly,
prompting, I guess, an internal investigation. And since then, they fired Tom Reed, the head athletic trainer, who has been there for 15 seasons. Gone. Just gone.
Why did they fire him? What does he have to do with anything?
Well, he was the head athletic trainer, I guess.
Was it his responsibility to make sure the upkeep and maintenance of the facility was on par?
Were they one of those teams that rated their training staff very low?
Actually, him and his staff got a B+. So I guess people think maybe this is just collateral damage from that whole survey thing. And somebody had to go because the training room amenities had an F-. And so they might be saying, hey, Tom Reed, why didn't you tell us about this nonsense? And I'm sure he says, I did. They're sorry, I can't hear you over the damage control. Get out, get your stuff and go. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
firing Tom Reed is going to fix the floor that's not flat.
Boy.
I think a B+ for your trainer is not too bad. Unless
I think that's pretty damn good.
Asinine move. But
especially when you look at what the other trainers got rated. There are a lot of trainers that were rated, D and lower.
Well, let's go out and get one of those guys, shall we?
I feel like to be a trainer, all you have to say is, all right, give me two more. Come on, give me two more. That's all you have to do. I can do that. Get mad at it. Get mad at it. Breathe through your nose. Breathe through your nose. I didn't just occasionally shout those things out. And everybody's like, well, that Jeffrey O'Brien is a hell of a trainer. Well, I just got to tell you, I'm getting huge gains. How do you know that? He tells me. Yeah.
Well,
good gains, man. Good gain. Get at it. Get at it. Good.
Reliable source.
Looking good. Looking good. Help you with a hamstring. Shut the hell up and get sit over there. Anyways, put more weight on it. You can do it.
Go see my assistant.
Yeah, I could do that job. Colts fan Dan says, bro, they had to pay for their food in the facility. Well, that wasn't on Tom Reed. That was on somebody else.
Yeah, it's like you see, you're still firing the trainer. Is he a cook now also? Like, how many problems was Tom Reed supposed to know about and be aware of and fix?
Well, I mean, if it fell under his purview that he was responsible for the training facility and its upkeep and maintenance.
Was he?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but
I don't know how you give the trainer a B plus. You know, how do you give the trainer a B plus? You know what I'm saying? If you know he's responsible for all the other pains.
Especially since Michael Bidwell is an involved owner. You didn't go in your own training facility and notice the floor was crooked? How are we firing Tom for this?
First off, if you think Michael Bidwell ever walked in the weight room, no, he's never gotten past the door. You can walk it like, ooh, yeah, okay, I'll be out here. And there's windows. Hi guys, looking good. Bidwell's never walked on that floor, and I can't say I blame him.
He's been in the locker room. I just can't be that much of a stretch to.
Nobody said the locker room was uneven. They just said the weight room. So, and Bidwell is a diminutive guy. By that, Randy, I mean short, and like your quarterback, and that's probably why you know. Yeah. Anyway,
well, his feet are still on the ground, though.
Yeah, but he's got less of a distance to worry about falling, so it doesn't occur to him. I'm just saying, I don't think he's been in the weight room. All right, enough of this. Okay, before we go to this very important commercial break, this headline popped up, and I don't understand. Cam Newton will throw at Auburn's pro day on Tuesday. Is he trying to get drafted again? Does he know how this whole thing works?
No, he does. He's not trying to get drafted. He's trying to get signed.
Last time he won a game was 2020. He's 33. He says, tell me how these randoms keep getting jobs. And he says, ain't 32 mother effers better than me, you dig? Didn't he say that a long time ago? Is he saying that again?
He kind of never stopped saying it. We just stopped listening, but he was saying it this whole time.
We saw him after he made that comment last time. We saw him. I can't remember what team. And we're like, Cam, that's why. Watch the tape from this game. And that's why. And he's still going out there shouting out that same stuff.
I mean, I still don't think he's wrong, but
you think we saw him. He was horrible. You're saying that he's still better than somebody else out there that's starting?
I don't know, man. Bailey Zappi started actual games last year. Yeah, I don't know. The entire NFC South.
But we saw Cam Newton go out there and he don't have nothing left anymore. He got nothing.
He had one bad game and then he had one really good game and they signed him
then another bad game.
Yeah, they signed him that week. I mean, you don't learn anything.
He had off season to get going that he probably could have a winning season.
No, that he could be winning season. He said there's not 32 MFers better than him. So that means that there are guys in the NFL that aren't going to have a winning season this year that are not better than him. And I agree with that fact. I think if you gave Cam Newton an entire offseason, is he going to be worse than Baker Mayfield?
I probably can run faster than you, but that doesn't mean that I should be returning kicks for the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. But I'm
Cam
saying
Newton might be some better option than somebody out there, but that don't mean they should hire him.
Okay, but some team did sign Baker Mayfield on purpose. Okay, some teams
they're tanking. They're tanking. You know, if you're tanking, go get Cam Newton.
Okay, then that's my point. He looks like he's a.
He won't know he's tanking
because you can tell the fan base, look, he's a former MVP. We're just kicking the tires. We're trying, and in reality, you could be tanking. So the idea that Cam doesn't serve any purpose is ridiculous to me. When you have teams actually going out here and signing Andy Dalton on purpose. Washington is going to start Jacoby Brissett next year. That was their big free agent quarterback signing.
You can F it all up and say, we're starting Geno Smith. We're tanking. Oh, crap, we're winning. Oh, God. that went very wrong. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Anytime.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
With the NBA closing out its regular season in the next couple of weeks, getting ready for the playoffs, the Phoenix Suns are emerging as the betting favorite to win the Western Conference and advance to the NBA Finals. They should have Kevin Durant available by the time the playoffs begin. They are plus 280 to win the West. The Denver Nuggets, who are currently on top of the Western Conference at plus 320, while the Clippers are plus 460. The Milwaukee Bucks, who lead the Eastern Conference, plus 125 to make it to the finals. Last year's Eastern Conference winners, the Boston Celtics, are plus 170, while the Philadelphia 76ers are plus 480. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Exclusive coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is presented by Harmon Solar, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Desert Diamond Arena. Don't miss a moment of the action, the upsets, the last-second buzzer beaters that make this tournament madness. The NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
It's that time of year when the sound of a ball on the hardwood floor turns our attention to college basketball. Listen live to all the action, drama, and excitement that March Madness brings. Every call, every shot, every epic buzzer beater. It's good! Your exclusive home to hear all the action of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is right here. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Taco Tuesday as we head toward 6 o'clock tonight on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And, March Madness, my bracket is destroyed. Now, Jeffrey somehow has got himself into the top 10% of the bracket.
Chase Chalk, every higher seed, I said moved on. That's how I did it.
Well, I don't know how that happened because they're Fairleigh Dickinson and Farley Dickinson. Who is it?
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yeah. Yeah, they're those guys, and Princeton, those guys.
Well, I didn't get those right, but I still my bracket's still alive.
Yeah, Keon, your bracket, you and I are tied, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And you have you actually have more points available to you than I do.
Oh, well, listen, if your bracket is busted, wouldn't you like to have some sort of insurance to help you out down the stretch? Sure, you would. This March, protect yourself against upsets with the bracket parlay insurance from FanDuel Sportsbook. All customers can get up to $25 back each day if your parlay of 3 legs or more fails by 1 leg or more. With a parlay, you can turn a small bet into a slam dunk. Case in point, you might be looking at the Sweet 16. You've got some teams or some over-unders or some scores you'd like to jump in on. And if you make it 3 legs or more and you fall 1 leg short, then you could get money back, up to $25 back with this parlay insurance only from America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook. You can cash out and with cash out, you're calling all the shots. You can close out your bet whenever you want before the game is over. So sign into your FanDuel Sportsbook account right now. Go to FanDuel.com and insert Randy1580. That's FanDuel.com/Randy1580. You sign up today. Or if you have an account, you can open up and you can sign in for that. FanDuel.com/Randy1580 and make every moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. 21 or older, present in the state of Arizona. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus bet $25 a day, unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. If you have a gambling problem, please get help. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text Next Step to 53342. Jeffco.
All right, love him or hate him, you have to admit Roger Goodell has been for the NFL a good commissioner.
For the owners.
True or false?
Yeah. Yes.
But that's his only job, is to take care of the interests of the owners.
Well, I don't think that's his only job.
I think that is a miserable disciplinarian.
That is the job that he gets paid to do. I happen to think that sports commissioners are the people who are the keepers of the game while they are the commissioner, and most of them fail miserably at it currently.
So. Oh, you young liberal. The only job of a commissioner to the people who hire him is to protect their interests.
Before these sports started making and raking in billions of dollars, commissioners actually saw their duty that way. Ask Randy about baseball and their history of commissioners, and
it's always the money.
The money is important, but these guys were not raking in the billions hand over fist. Like the money that these teams are worth now, it didn't used to be worth that. The NBA in the 80s literally had a crack problem. Like these people were not here running these teams just purely to make money. They love the game.
They had a crack problem. I didn't know that Tucson had an NBA team.
Oh boy!
Except it was called the whole NBA back then.
Oh boy!
Wow.
So
you learn a lot on this show.
Yeah.
Well, the point here is, would you say? Okay, so are you going to say that Roger Goodell is a bad commissioner for football and the fans?
I think he has his pluses. I think he also has his minuses as well. I mean, take, for example, the whole Deshaun Watson fiasco.
Boo.
Okay, so that's a huge minus in my opinion. I mean, for that guy to only serve, 11 games? Give me a break. Give me a break.
And the thing is, Roger Goodell has when he first started his term as commissioner, that was the thing that he wanted. He wanted to be the commissioner that was tough, that went after guys who basically disrespected the shield. And then when there got to be situations where he had to make real calls, what do you do with Ray Rice?
Mm-hmm.
He made so many missteps and it was just wrong so many times.
Well, look what he did with Dan Snyder. He's basically overlooked Dan Snyder.
And that's the thing that like you can't, I don't know. I don't think you can separate those two things because what the game does and what the game looks like does go back to that guy. Now, has he been very profitable? Yeah, he's been very profitable. But I know in my life, there was like a 7 to 8 year window where none of us knew what a catch was. Like that's the commissioner's job.
True. Was that's on his watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, part of it is you are politicking with the owners. You are going to have to convince some people who aren't on your side to be on your side. That's part of your job too. It's not just a blindly, yes, overlords, I will do whatever you want. Sometimes you've got to.
He's doing mostly that.
He's doing almost entirely that. But I'm saying your job, if you're a good commissioner, I think Adam Silver's really good at this, is you get into connection with these owners and you talk to them and you convince them to do things you would like them to do. And yeah, you make trades. You say we'll never do this while you're here so that we can get what we want on this. Like that's part of being a commissioner. And I don't think Roger Goodell's good at that part of it.
Roger Goodell has sold his soul to 32 Devils, and his job is to be the lightning rod for everything and to keep the heat off those 32 Devils. And that he's done an amazing job. His job for those 32 Devils is also to, raise the rates, increase the income, to make the money more money. And he has done that. As far as dealing with the players who screw up, that's the first thing we think of. But then you have to realize he's under pressure from those 32 Devils. Oh, we need that guy. Joe, you can't do that. Oh, that's going to hurt my bottom line. All the other owners like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, if he ever did that to us. So that's why Deshaun Watson is with 11 games. The 32 Devils were like, well, I don't want that to happen to me, so we can't let that happen to him. It's the same thing as the Lamar Jackson, oh my God, don't pay a guy guaranteed money. That hurts all of us. It's the same pressure that comes down. Roger Goodell sold his soul. He going to football hell. And yeah, you can say he's not a good commissioner in those ways. And the real people who are evil on this, ultimately all the way up to your owners, okay, most of them, if not all of them. But as far as football goes, yeah, I don't feel like he's broken the game.
No, he hasn't broken the game. He's grown the game.
And there have been some stuff that's head scratchers. It's frustrating, but in general, we still love football. So he hasn't handled the crime and punishment thing very well. And he has whored himself out and the National Football League in every way possible to make more money for those 32 Devils. So at least in this, if you look at Goodell for what he is and what he's supposed to do, I guess you could do worse, right? I mean, who are you going to get to replace him?
Look, I'm not saying that you have to replace Roger Goodell, and obviously the owners actually just extended his.
That's what the whole point I'm trying to say is they gave him 4 more years. He's going to be commissioner through early 2027.
I look at Rob Manfred in Major League Baseball every day and go, yeah, it could be worse. You could definitely
do worse. And you're like, it could be better.
Are you kidding me? It could be worse.
I mean, I don't know if it could be worse than Rob Manfred, but Roger Goodell is no Rob Manfred for as much as I don't like him.
That's true. Yeah.
I think Roger Goodell actually does like football.
The only reason Radio Ron keeps this show on the air is it could always be worse. That's it. That's the only reason we're here. 888-368-1580. Baker's Cocky Hen says, bring back Cam Newton for one reason and one reason only. The hats. I imagine there's grandmothers everywhere who are kind of like, I don't know what the new fashions are without Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. Mr. Pringle says maybe Cam Newton is throwing at the pro day there, thinking he might have a COVID year left so he could play in college again.
Somehow I don't think so.
Big George says, I wouldn't give Roger Goodell too much credit. You could put Jeffrey's dog in position of NFL commissioner and he'd still be making record profits for those NFL teams. Well, my dog is really good at business, though, so that's not even a fair comparison.
That's true. Yeah.
He handles my books. Scratch Me Because says, sounds like Keon wants to hang Dan Snyder and/or Roger Goodell over Randy's patio.
I'm no.
Well, they're not fans, so
no.
Again.
Now I would just like to launch Dan Snyder into space, but no, I'm not. Hang him. Yeah, I just want him out of my life.
Less effective in space as a ceiling fan. Because it's a vacuum. You're not moving anything. Baker's Cocky Hen says Manfred at least ended the shift. Oh no, don't get Randy started.
The player should have done that, and that's the end. That's the end of it. I'm not going to go any deeper than that.
Even a drunk person has a decent idea now and then. Mm-hmm. You know, you got somebody with you in your group, and they're like, I petting zoo. No, shut up. No. Pizza. Oh, that's a good idea right there. Yeah.
Wow.
All night long.
Where did that come from?
Babble. Yeah, you're right. So we'll get some pizza. Why not? So our old pal Calais Campbell, we weren't sure if he was going to retire, when the Ravens sent him down the driveway. But he says, you know what? Actually, no, I do. He does want to continue playing. And he went over and he met with the Falcons. And yeah, he's he's looking to do some business there. So I love Calais Campbell. When he was a Cardinal, when he was a Raven, when he was whatever, he just is one of them guys you just kind of root for. So I hope he ends up somewhere if he feels like he wants to keep going. Now he is 37 years old, and he's played a lot of football. That right there, 37, and playing the position he plays. Damn miraculous, if you ask me. But I hope we get to see him play the game. Has there been any news? Did they sign him or make an agreement?
No, I haven't heard any Calais Campbell news.
I haven't seen any updates on that. Just that he's gonna work out for the Falcons and they'll go from there.
So I mean,
would be a good move for the Falcons.
I was gonna say though that is there a lot of risk? He's 37. You got to be thinking. He can't go much longer, how, I mean, he's a great locker room guy. And I know that's a term that gets thrown around quite a bit, but you got to pay the man some millions, you got to make sure it's in the budget, but you may not have him for an entire season, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I think again, if you would do the same thing that the Cardinals did with JJ Watt, they didn't have him in on every play. They used him in spot places. Where he could do a lot of work in there. And Calais Campbell is in great shape. He's not in bad shape at all. I mean, he's not overweight. He's strong. He's built well. He's got a sturdy core. He hasn't had a bunch of knee injuries or ankle injuries. I mean, he's in relatively good shape for a guy, that's been playing in the league this long.
And he hasn't played every game the last 3 seasons, but he's played most of them. He played, 12 games 3 seasons ago. 15 games a couple seasons ago, and last season he started and played in 14 games. So it's not like he's going to be one of those guys. If he does get hurt, he's not going to be gone, for 8 weeks. He'll be gone for a handful of games.
He might be using you.
In what way?
He's only 1 sack short of 100. He gets on a team, he gets that sack, and he's like, bye.
I don't think he's the kind of guy that would do that.
No, I think he'd love to get the 100th sack. Yeah, but I don't think I don't think that he's going to stop there.
Yeah, I know you're right. He's awesome. He's awesome. He wouldn't do that. Here's
he
hoping
had 5.5
for
last year, by the way. So still effective.
We got to take a break. We have a few more NFL tidbits for you when we come back, and of course, George is on this date, so we'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Everyone loves TV Dad.
On the next TV Dad, presented by Progressive, TV Dad explains becoming a man.
Son, it's time we had to talk.
Okay, TV Dad.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Oh, is that why my voice is changing?
That's a question for your health teacher.
Listen to your TV Dad. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
One trip down Scottsdale Road and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi, happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m. And enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Time for some smart saving. Make their dreams their reality.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. Whatever your little one dreams of becoming, a doctor, a chef, a firefighter, they're going to need a plan and savings. Open an AZ 529 education savings plan, and you will be able to pay for their future education. Visit az529.gov and start saving to make their dream job come true.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Dante Hightower has retired, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, a linebacker for the Patriots. You've been seeing his name on the back of that jersey for quite some time. I was going to say, if your last name is Hightower, there's not another profession for you other than police officer. You know, I mean, what else can you be? You can't be short with that name either.
Hightower, you could be like a forest ranger.
Okay, maybe Forest Ranger Hightower.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Hightower can be a forest ranger, police officer, football player. It's a little bit too on the nose for basketball player. You know what I mean? Hightower is a football name.
Alpine ski lookout.
Is that really a job?
Oh yeah, they've got the guys out there that are always scanning the mountains for skiers in distress, sort of like the lifeguards on the beach.
Yeah, that's kind of specific and small, I guess.
Okay, all right.
But anyway, Dante Hightower. I think that's how you pronounce it, Dante Hightower.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he spent his entire career with the Patriots, didn't he? From 2012 on, right?
Favorite tackle that he had, he stopped number 24 for the Seahawks from scoring on that in that Super Bowl. I mean, yes, he stopped him right on the goal line.
Oh, you mean on that? He stopped him on that one play, and then they threw the interception on
the interception. Yeah.
Didn't know that. All right.
Yeah,
so
his whole career was with the Patriots. Yeah.
Yes.
So Dante Hightower, he has had enough, and he'll just I don't know what he'll do.
Wonder where he's going to live after leaving the Patriots.
I think with the name Dante Hightower could hang ceiling fans without a ladder.
Oh yeah. That's a good point.
So
that's a good point.
You might want to look him up, see if he can help you out with that ceiling fan there.
He is from Tennessee, so maybe he might go back home.
Maybe.
Well, not if Randy needs a ceiling fan.
Well, I mean, he can help Randy first.
You know, Dante, help me out with a ceiling fan here, pal.
It's not going to hurt him. He's got plenty of money after that career, you know?
Right?
I'm not saying do it for free, but don't be like weird about flying here and taking care of business. You know,
right?
You know what I mean? It's just bad luck, Dante. It's bad luck. Don't say no to Randy White. Sometimes I stare into the camera with that look, and I realize as I'm doing it, oh, yeah, that's right. It's a radio show. 888-368-1580. And Eye Candy says, hey, Jeffrey, I think an occupation for Hightower could also be an air traffic controller. No, Eye Candy. They already have a tower for that, so you don't have to be a Hightower. You know, you could be anything. Just get up the elevator. That's all. I mean, maybe a small airport, Eye Candy. You know?
Yeah.
They can't afford the actual look, then use that dude Hightower would come in handy. All right, I withdraw my sarcasm, Eye Candy. That was actually a good idea. Well done. Big George says, I think
What?
the Cardinals need to listen to Reverse Rob and reverse their thinking, turn his team around. Maybe Reverse Rob can be a new trainer in the weight room.
I just don't understand the thinking
in
getting rid of your head trainer.
He's they said collateral damage. Somebody had to take the fall so that they could say, hey, look, we fixed it.
Not the guy that everybody liked, though, because they're going to do another one of these next year. And now you're not even going to have the B+ trainer to remind everybody or hopefully distract everybody from the fact that the floors of your training facility still aren't flat.
They're going to come through and they're going to be like, all right, listen, everybody. Bad news is, yes, we did fire your favorite trainer, but we took care of it. If you look in your locker, you're going to see 2 free ace bandages and half a box of Band-Aids. Have a great season and walk away.
The floor is not flat and we have to pay for the food. So let's fire the head trainer. I'm sure that makes total sense to somebody.
Hefty Lefty says, part of me wishes Dante Hightower lived in a subterranean bungalow just for the comedy.
Dante Hightower's nickname is Zeus. And I just want to know, what do you have to do for someone to nickname you the God of Thunder?
Or
the top god in Greek.
You could be the God of Thunder and just be flatulent. Okay.
Good point.
The God of Lightning generally is a guy who's going to get up on the roof and throw old, fluorescent light bulbs at you, like at the office. Bam, and throwing those saying, I am Zeus. And you're throwing, I'm not saying I've ever done that while drunk, but it's fun. 888-368-1580. Hookamati says, Hightower could be a radio engineer, maybe. They climb those towers. Yeah, but they already have the towers. So why would you be? I guess that actually is not bad. Now I think about it. Sorry, I keep crapping on everybody's ideas, and then as I'm saying it, I'm like, oh, that's not horrible. Yeah, we actually have a very tall engineer at our radio station.
Hightower could be an actual radio tower.
Boy, you got to stand there for maybe a daytimer.
What's he going to do? He's retired from football.
Yeah, but you got to stand still for a long time for that.
He's retired.
I'm sure, but I'm sure he wants to do he's made a lot of money in his career. I'm sure he'd love to do things other than stand around and be a literal high tower.
That I don't know. I don't know anybody who has that sort of ability to stand there like that. And how long would he have to stand there like that?
Well, yeah, pretty much all the time.
Yeah, that's probably not good. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to get into broadcasting with a name like Hightower, what better way to do it than be an actual high tower?
All right. Number one Rattlers fan. Oh, I got bad news for you. He says, hey, fellas, it's Taco Tuesday. Yeah, okay.
Sure is.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We should probably talk off air. Bala51 says, Kegger at the high tower. You mean water tower? I see what you're doing there. See what you're doing.
See, we didn't say high tower. We said power lines.
Did you really? Was that was your thing?
Yeah, it was ours.
Oh, out of Mountain View High School is just desert party. We just you drive until you see a bonfire, and that's pretty much it.
Power lines.
Yeah. Sometimes you drive until you see a bonfire and you make some new friends who are homeless, and then you quickly drive the hell away. But most of the time, you find the party.
Realize you've made a terrible mistake.
I told you the story where I grabbed that girl. I was like trying to be romantic, and I'm like, hey, I want to take you to let's go to dinner. All right, where are you going to go? Let's just drive till we find a good place. I pull out, I see, a Swiss chalet looking place. Yeah, it had a pink building. It was weird. Yeah, it looked like a Swiss chalet. I'm like, oh, they've got to have good food in there. I throw the doors over, and I immediately realize it's a giant gay bar called Pinkerton's. And I was like, oh, we got to go. Turned around and walked right out. And as I walk by, this very large woman with stubble says, stupid. And I was like, I didn't know. I'm 18. How am I supposed to know? It's a true story. So anyway, I don't know where that came from. You know what we need to do? Let's get this done. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1893, the very first women's collegiate basketball game was played at Smith College in Northampton, Massachusetts. In the game, each basket was only worth 1 point, and the freshman class beat the sophomores 5-4. The game took place behind locked doors, and the men were prohibited from watching. The only way to know women were in there playing was the numerous badly parked wagons out front. Back to me, Jeffrey.
And all the giggling.
I didn't even get
Giggling and laughing.
I didn't even get a chuckle out of that one. Because I always say women can't parallel park.
yeah.
And this was 1893, so I assume there was wagons.
Poorly parked wagons. No, I got it. Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah, Keon is very much pro women's lib, so he tries to abstain from laughing at those sorts of jokes.
Correct.
CK says, speaking of Taco Tuesday, hey, it's time to hit the backdoor taco. Sorry, what? The hell does that mean?
Ooh.
You talking about bets? Oh, backyard. He meant backyard taco.
Oh, he must have meant backyard. Oh, it's been.
That's a great idea. I wonder if my wife will go with for that. I don't want to take my giant truck through that teeny drive-through again. But man, that's the thing. Backyard taco. You buy 2 tacos. You bring them home. If you got some little taco tortillas, you have like 5 or 6 tacos. They put so much meat in those things. Just saying. 888-368-1580. So, all right. So, Odell Beckham Jr., we talked about this the other day. $4 million is too little. Nobody's paying 20. And so I'm still not sure what he wants.
Big 10 either.
Keon thinks maybe 8. Maybe 8.
If for a particularly desperate team, because he just hasn't played in a long time. I don't know what he can do. And just because, I think he was, out here in Phoenix, doing a workout for teams to come see him. But that doesn't tell me how you move in game speed. I've got some information now, but the only time I've seen you play live football was over a season ago.
So why hasn't a team just picked him up based on, okay, he says, I just don't want to take 4. I didn't say I need 20. All right. So if he's being reasonable with a number, what is keeping teams from picking him up? Do you think that those scouts, the people who went and saw his workout, have looked at that and said, yeah, I think he's done here? Or is it he's just expecting too much damn money?
Well, he didn't. He really didn't impress me from what I saw. I mean, everything he was catching was one-handed. How about making some two-handed catches and actually run some routes instead of just out there hot dog?
Well, it's not even about his catches. It's about his legs. It's about his wheels. It's about his knees.
That's what I mean.
That keep getting injured.
Give me some sustenance. Let me see you do some hard cuts. Let me see you run some routes instead of just hot dogging on some, passes and just reaching out and grabbing it with your hand. Okay, very good, OBJ. Yeah, we see that you can catch the ball one hand. Okay, enough of that. Now, can you run a route?
And the thing is, that's hurting him is he's never been the greatest route runner. He's just been faster than everyone else who's tried to cover him. So now it's hard to tell, because if you're not a great route runner, if that knee is not going to hold up, if you can't move at the speeds you used to move at, what are we paying for? Because part of Odell is, we know he can catch. We know, hey, you throw it behind him, he might make a one-handed grab and make the quarterback look good. But can he separate? I don't know if he can anymore. And I don't think anything that happened at that workout proved that he could.
Son of a bitch!
He's a very big risk.
Sorry, I just saw the score. Japan 3, United States 1. And they had the United States just left 2 guys on base, and now Otani was up or something. I don't know. Am I reading it? The screen keeps changing, so I don't know if I'm correct. Is that correct? Or I think somebody's up to bat. It's the Japanese, right? They're up there, right? Yeah, Freeland's pitching. Anyway, sorry. I just saw the score and it angered me. That's all. And I don't care. I gotta be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if nobody wants Odell Beckham Jr. or just find the lowest common denominator to be desperate enough for Odell Beckham Jr. But I have a feeling you're not going to see a very productive year out of him at this point.
I would agree with you.
I mean, he might. He's just got to end up in the right situation, and I don't know who that would be. I honestly don't. He has to be able to just basically say, you know what, I'm going to take the dinger this year, and probably get a contract that's full of incentives. I may not like that. Do a 1-year deal, and at least do the prove it year, so that you can try and get paid next year after people see you actually play football in a football field.
I'm very confused. This display, who's up to bat right now? Is Trout up to bat?
Trout is up to bat right now.
Okay, because this thing just keeps blinking around and giving me lies. There's nothing but lies. So, how many people are on base right now?
I can tell you right after this replay that they just moved the graphics away for.
Because I kind of felt like there was a couple guys on base.
There's somebody on first.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's not going well. All right. Well, whatever. Go watch it on TV, I guess. But right now, it doesn't look good. The United States is down 3-1 against the Japanese.
Top of the fifth.
Cardinal Art says Hightower whiskey sounds pretty good. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah.
He is from Tennessee.
Get him as a sponsor for the show. Pour me a Hightower whiskey, would you, Randy? Why not?
Absolutely. Here we go.
Guys, that's it for this show. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Good night.
When cold symptoms keep you up,